You're about to listen to TADPOG. Tyler and Dave play old games. It's a comedy video game podcast. We would like to stress that the hosts are not experts and are really just very crass commentators. Seriously, this is an explicit podcast that happens to talk about video games sometimes. So please enjoy this pretty okay podcast with Tyler and Dave.
Hello, Internet. Welcome. Hey.
Hi.
Hey, sit down.
We
Come
got
on.
a chair for you, Fred.
We were waiting for you.
Yeah.
Come on.
There's probably a Fred who listens.
Have a seat. I'm sure you came for this conversation that we're about to have.
About the Flintstones.
About the Flintstones.
You going to get right into it like you did last week?
No.
No, you don't. Yeah.
No.
No?
I don't feel as aggressive about this one.
Oh, okay. All right. I didn't know if it was...
I mean, I have opinions,
What are
but
they?
not as aggressive.
What are they?
Not good ones.
Yeah.
Not good ones.
Not good ones?
Not about sprite size. Eustace is staying back in the back.
What?
Eustace, our Tadpog dead horse that I dragged out and
Eustace?
beat. Eustace, yeah.
Had it been named before and I just forgot?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Or I talk so fast, probably didn't even notice.
I thought that was Mr.
Fucking
Hands.
I was used to
No, I'm sure you probably said it in a very regular, normal cadence. I just probably zoned out for a minute or something. Thinking about horses, you know. We talked a lot about horses last week.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Apparently, Grimm lives pretty close to that place, too, so he was pretty familiar with it.
I saw that on Discord. I don't know if I'd go so far to say he's pretty familiar with it.
I would. That's all I'm going to say. That horse fucking place,
Yeah.
Grimm was pretty familiar with it. Whatever that means, I don't know.
Is that like going to be the location of your next Call of Cthulhu game?
Yeah.
The horse farm, the fucking rave. What do you call that? Is that a stud farm? It's a stud farm, right?
That's got to be right.
Yeah. You think any of those men had horse babies? Like half human, half like centaurs?
In my game, they did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big Dick sired the best ones.
Oh, yeah. You got the pick of the litter. He's the belle of the ball.
So
Well, that's a weird way to start this one.
yeah, it's fine. It makes sense, doesn't it? I don't know.
A little bit. For us.
So yeah, there's Tadpog. Tyler and Dave play old games where we play old games
Yeah.
given to us randomly by a dark god of our own creation called the randomizer.
Wouldn't it be great if the randomizer literally gave them to us?
Yeah, like if a black portal opened up and
Yeah.
each game just like sludged and slipped out of it.
If we were like a high budget production.
Like horse cum coming out of a dead man's asshole.
Well, I mean, that is one way of putting it. Although I got to be honest, like, I don't know that I necessarily want to plug a game that came out of that into my Super Nintendo. Someone else's maybe, but not mine. If we were like a high production like dealio, like with cameras and like an actual like set and stuff like that, it would be kind of cool to have like this black box that sits in the middle of the table. And when we do the randomized bits, we pull the thing out of the box. You reach in like Midnight Society style.
But yeah.
Like it's got like a velvet kind of like side to it, and you reach your hand in there.
We have to
Fear
throw
factor.
magic dust on it. Fear factor.
And like the audience can see it because it's got like a plexi side to it. We can't see it, but the audience can, so they know what we're gonna pull out of there.
Yep. Or in my game when you had to reach into that satchel and pull out in the end of the city game.
Oh man,
When you had to reach in and you pulled out the fox mask.
yeah, man, that's been a minute.
Yeah. Yep. Back when those houses that we talked about being torn down last week were still standing.
there. Yeah, yeah. That's just the way it goes, I guess.
Yep. Time moves on and grinds everything to dust behind it.
So you're having a good week then?
Well, no.
No.
They didn't talk about why I have those crutches that are sitting in there in the
Crutches?
crutches.
I didn't see crutches.
Yeah, lean up on the fridge. So I don't need them now, but
You're using crutches?
I was.
What happened?
I don't know. That's the thing. It's like, I guess old age, because like I just got up and my foot really, really hurt and I couldn't walk on it. And it just kept getting worse till it was like, okay, well, I'm going to the ER rather than look at my painful foot that I did not twist or turn or jump on or anything in any way, but it's very painful.
Like, where does it hurt?
The top of my foot. The very top.
Like near your toes?
Nope.
Near your ankle?
Yep.
I see.
So it was that and some of my ankle. And I went and they...
And some of your ankle.
Yep. I didn't have full flexibility without it hurting.
So when did this start?
It's last week.
Last week. Like, shortly after we recorded?
Yep.
It was probably the spirit of that man who got fucked to death by a horse.
Probably in my foot.
He bit your foot when you were sleeping.
So I went
Notorious
to the ER.
horse fucker and foot biter.
Bites man's foot. Make fun of me, will you? Chomp.
I want to do a ROM hack at Paperboy with that. It says that in the headline when you win.
Every day.
Every day. Paperboy calls it quits. Also notorious horse fucker. Bites local man's foot.
Because I went over to the doctor, they were like rubbing my foot and stuff. They were like, "Does it hurt here, here, and here?"
That feels
well,
good.
we thought gout, but no, it doesn't seem like it's gout.
Well, that's
You
a good thing.
Yep, because that would have been like more in my toes and the side
Were
of my
you
foot.
offended? I would have been offended. You thought gout?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Did you say
That disease
gout?
Bobby Hill has from
Right.
eating too much meat at the Jewish deli?
Isn't that how George Washington died? I don't honestly know, but
Probably. They were just like, "Yeah, we don't know. Here's some crutches. Stay off of it for a while. If it still hurts,
we don't know.
we
Here's
don't
some
know.
Crutches.
Money, please. Here's some crutches.
Yeah.
If it still hurts next week, follow up with our orthopedist.
How much were those crutches?
Well, my copay was $50. So
All right, that's pretty good.
There you
Hey,
go.
you'd probably turn around and sell those crutches and make a profit.
That's true.
But flip those crutches, man.
And then like 2 days later, it slowly went away.
So you're better now.
Now I'm better.
Man, it's weird because my boss had a similar issue. Like, yeah his foot for 3 days, he couldn't walk on it. He brought a cane to work. And I was like, "What's with the cane?" He's like, my foot." He was like, "I can't like put any weight on it. It hurts." I was like, "Have you gone to the doctor?" And this does tie into your story a little bit. He's like, "No, they're just going to tell me they don't know what it is."
Only a sucker goes and gets that diagnosis.
And I was like, "Dude, I would go because like you got to be sure, right? I mean,
Yeah.
What if it was gout?
Yeah. Or top of the foot cancer.
Or yeah, you got to watch out for that top of the foot cancer.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they get you."
So then, but today also sucks because so we did a make your own pasta bar with like 4 different kinds of pasta, 5 different kinds of sauces and toppings. Super busy at work today.
Did you have a clown?
I didn't have a clown this time.
Okay, all right.
I was in a meeting where
A
they
pasta
talked.
clown.
Another account did have a dinosaur pasta bar.
A dinosaur pasta bar? Wait, who had that?
Tricera steak tips.
Holy shit, they're outdoing you. I'm sorry.
Oh, they're a much bigger account.
Oh man.
Because the director of marketing was like, "Yeah, she went on Amazon and bought a bunch of stuff." And I was like, "How do I go on Amazon and buy a bunch of stuff
What is
with
Amazon?
the company's card and not my own money?" Let me get back to you on that. That's what I thought.
Yeah, translation. That person spent their own money on shit. Yeah.
I said, I'm not gonna do that.
If you want ideas, I have ideas. If you want some,
Yeah.
like if you could get like a t-shirt gun, but instead just put spaghetti in there. And then when
Love it.
people, it's not a bar, you just shoot spaghetti at them.
Randomly in the hallways.
Yeah, you yell, "Choose your meat," and then before they answer, you shoot them with spaghetti.
But so I had to come out there and work the whole lunch period because they were super slammed. So I'm just sitting
So
there.
it was a hit.
It was a huge hit.
It's a hit.
And I'm
You don't need a fucking dinosaur theme.
That's true. We don't. We just had pasta. It was just good pasta.
Pasta and a book entitled 1001 Spaghetti Jokes.
Because so Casey's constantly filling me up with pasta, and I'm dipping it out, warming it up because we have mobile gas stovetops that we set out for stuff like that. So we've got water where Casey's cooked it and chilled it down, and then we've got it sitting on ice in a big a pan divided out, and then they come up, tell me what kind. I ladle it into the hot water. So just for long enough for it to heat back up, and then throw the sauce on it, and it's done.
Okay.
But it's that portable gas burner, so it's an open flame.
Oh no.
So while
I don't know.
with hot water,
I don't like that you're emphasizing that.
Yeah. So like I have my glasses on, and I keep having to bend over the pot to reach the furthest pasta away.
I think I know where this is going.
And it keeps steaming out my glasses.
Oh, okay.
So I put my glasses in my pocket and continuing to work.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, like I said, my sense of smell, like apparently it smells like cat pee in here. I can't smell it. Like my sense of smell is terrible.
And I was about to ask, how does this tie back into what I was asking before we started recording?
Yeah.
That question was, did you get a cat? Because it smells like cat pee in here.
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know if there are feral cats in the back somewhere, but yeah, I don't smell it. My sense of smell is so fucking terrible.
Has it always been, or?
It's always been pretty bad, but it's definitely gotten worse.
Okay.
So I'm up there working, and then
the gout?
The other works. It could be. Could we get the gout nose?
The gout snout.
I can't walk out perfect. Tyler's got gout snout.
Tyler's gout snout. That sounds like a fucking location in like a video game or something, where it's like Tyler's gout snout, Borderlands.
Snout gout gorge. You got to go big.
I was thinking it was like a pub or something, but I don't know. Do those exist in Borderlands? I've barely played a Borderlands.
Mad Moxie has bars all over the
Is that
place.
her that her thing?
Yep.
Tiny little hat.
Tiny little hat.
Where'd she get that tiny hat?
I don't know.
It was like for a dog.
Big old boobs, tiny little hat.
Pretty good ratio, if you ask me. Is it to make her boobs look bigger?
That would work.
It probably, honestly.
The tinier the hat, the bigger the boob.
No joke, honestly, probably that is like a character design thing where they're like, how can we make her boobs look even bigger? Tiny hat.
Mild clown makeup and a tiny hat.
Why the mild clown makeup?
Yeah, I don't know.
Odd choice.
It's like a Harlequin kind of thing.
Yeah.
And a tiny top hat. But so all the other employees are like, do you smell that? Because there's tons of construction going on at the hospital. Tons. Everyone has their capital projects they have to put in because they're going to get inspected in a year.
Yeah.
So all the big stuff. Like
Gotcha.
I'm having a new dish machine put in. I'm having all the cooler doors redone. All the kind of shit that has happened before the big inspection.
Even cooler.
Even cooler.
Coolest doors.
So the coolest doors.
Holy shit, man. Did you get this at Hot Topic? These doors are so cool.
It even looks like a portal to hell. This is like a 90s Hot Topic. This is very nice.
Wow, this door's made entirely out of Jimi Hendrix's guitar picks. Holy shit. That'd be pretty cool, you gotta admit.
It would be pretty cool. You're right. And so everybody's talking about, what does that smell? It smells like burnt wires. So it's like, it's probably the construction. So we keep working, we keep working.
Cut to the construction workers burning wires.
Burning wires. And then eventually, like, somebody else comes up behind me. Oh, Todd, I think your glasses fell. And out of the open flame, she picks up my charred, ruined glasses that have fallen out of my pocket into the flame, produced the smell that we thought was construction. Nope, just ruined, burned, charred glasses.
See, I thought they were going in the pot. I knew your glasses were doomed, but I thought they were going in the pot. I thought you were going to boil them.
That would have been nice. I could have still had them.
Yeah.
But no, like those fuckers are done.
So on the bright side, when did you get those glasses?
The end of 2018.
So you need new glasses anyway.
It's time. I need to get another eye exam and
You're
everything.
right,
So it's
right.
not awful.
And I mean, yeah. I mean, I need to get mine done. It's been my eyes done. It's been a year since I've had mine checked, and I
It's
definitely
supposed to be every year.
can feel
isn't
it. Yeah, it's supposed to be every year. But I mean, come on,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. I get the postcard, and I'm like, ah, yeah, right. See you next year.
Do I have money for that? No. No.
See you
These
later,
are
bud.
fine.
Yeah. I do the thing in the morning where it's like,
Have you seen my underwear? That's not in great shape either.
have you seen my underwear?
Yeah. That's why I laughed out loud at that meme where it's like your underwear staring while you buy a PS5.
Oh,
it was the original Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, just holes in him, burned, charred. Yeah, no, that's totally like I get that. Like I haven't bought underwear since like college.
But you wear it, right?
But I wear it, yeah, and it's dilapidated.
I mean, at some point, it's like, just don't wear it, right?
Yeah. At some point, Melissa will get fed up and then get me more underwear because I won't go buy more underwear.
I mean, I got to be honest with you. If Nikki didn't buy me underwear, I probably wouldn't wear underwear.
Yeah.
And it's a good thing that she does because
I don't have to buy my own domestic goods anymore.
What's that from?
That's Aziz Ansari.
Yeah, right. I couldn't remember. But like,
I need someone to buy my sheets. I need a girlfriend.
I mean, I don't like going to the store. It's not a man-woman thing. It's just I don't like going to the store.
Yeah, me either.
And it's like I certainly don't like spending money on clothes.
Yeah.
Especially underwear.
Yep, especially underwear.
That's why I like the concept of MeUndies.
So it's a few holes. No one sees them but you, and you love me. So here we go.
Well, if I get a hole in my underwear, they're in the trash. I mean, if it's kind of like
just one, I wouldn't have any underwear. Then.
Yeah, just one. It's like, well, this is just gonna get.
I push
bigger.
it. I push it. It's like once my balls are hanging out, then I might throw them away.
See,
if the hole's at the top near the elastic, okay, that's fine.
It's not though because there's a hole in it.
Yeah,
and the definition of like a hole is that it's the hole. You need to replace the underwear or just not wear any, or I don't know. Like I said, if I get a hole in my underwear, I just throw it away. And then Nikki gets to the point, I guess, where she sees, oh, he has 2 pairs of underwear in the drawer. Next time I'm at the store, I'm going to buy him some more underwear, and then she does, and it magically appears. And
like, the underwear gnomes again.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Wonderful.
Yeah. But I've never once been like, hey, can you buy me some underwear? I'm really grateful that she does because I only own 2 pairs of jeans. So it's like I couldn't freeball.
It's one more pair than I have.
Well, but you don't wear jeans.
Yeah, I wear jeans exclusively for Melissa.
I always wear jeans, except for right now. I'm dressed like I'm going to a volleyball game.
Yep.
I'm in my athletic shorts.
Oh, I get it. Me too. Old white T-shirt and shorts and slip-on shoes.
Yeah, it's because we are going to a volleyball game after this.
Yeah.
So it does
Top
work.
Gun style.
It does work out. Yeah, and the beach that we just had installed outside of the Holland deck.
I do love volleyball. I absolutely would have went out for like high school volleyball if had that been a sport when I was there. Oh yeah, I fucking love I love playing volleyball.
Did you guys have a boys volleyball team?
They do now.
But did you when you were in high school?
No.
Because we didn't either.
Basketball,
but they do.
football, soccer. That's it. Baseball.
So wait, you only had basketball, football, soccer, and baseball?
Yep.
Do you swimming? No.
Allegedly, we had it, but there was only like 2 people on it.
Okay, all right.
We also had a golf team that was like 2 people.
Yeah, we had golf and tennis. No tennis?
Like 2 people.
Wow. You went to a big school.
Yeah, I went to a 4A school, but no one gave a fuck.
Just a lot of Pokemon players.
No one gave a fuck if it wasn't football.
Yeah,
football,
really?
basketball, pretty much.
Yeah. Track? Yeah, track.
Yeah, we had track.
All right.
If that's a sport.
Because I know MJ Link. He did track, right?
He did track.
Right.
He did track. He was very good at track.
I don't know many things about him.
Shot it like a motherfucker.
But I know that because I did track. I remember. That's why I remembered it. Yeah, track wasn't great. Yeah, I mean, I guess it kept me in shape, but not real popular. You know what I mean? Not a real popular sport.
I remember I thought about it at one point. I thought about cross country at one point when I got really into running.
Yeah. Also not popular.
But then I didn't do it because it was like, oh, I'm already in theater. I think I'll be okay.
Yeah, stuff like that. Really.
I don't need to go run for an hour straight, then go to theater practice. So I'll just stick with the plays and be fat.
Why not do both at once?
Yeah, it's true.
We are the only theater troupe who runs 3 miles while we perform. That would be great. The audience has to run with you.
We do the longest plays.
Yeah. What is the longest play?
Shit, I don't know. I'm sure there's some play out there that's like a week long. Or something.
Yeah, there's probably someone wrote a play to like be in the Guinness Book of World Records or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. What have you been up to this week?
I sent out my NES for RGB modification. So I did that. Been wanting to do that for a really long time. And then Voltar did a really good job on my SNES Junior.
Yeah.
So I was like, I definitely want him to do this NES as well. And then, so I placed the order and didn't hear back. And then I emailed him 3 times and didn't hear back. So I was like, it wasn't like a huge deal. It's like, whatever. I'm not in a huge rush to have this done. And then Grim happened to send me a message and be like, hey, the guy who did mine is available. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I'll message him, and I messaged him and worked that all out, and it's sent out and all that. So
Sweet.
Yeah, so it'll be nice to have that.
Very badass. Yeah.
There like a bird pooped on my car, like on the side window. So I got that going on. I haven't cleaned it off yet, but I need to because when I drive looking forward to my left and my peripheral vision, there's this shape that looks like when I back out of the driveway each morning and I turn to look to see if someone's coming, the bird shit. I see the bird shit, and it's like real close to my face. So I always flinch because I think it's a car about to crash into me.
You gotta leave it there. Keep your senses up.
I mean, it's like every time I get out of the car, I'm like, I got to clean that off, and then I'm like,
I'm tired of being startled.
Right, but it's like, well, I also want to go inside and not be out here. So, and then I go in.
It's really hot. I'll clean it off when it cools down outside.
Right. I'll clean it off when the rain does it for me. Although Henry does like going to the car wash with me. Like we'll go to the car wash and in the cave of rags that hit your car. Yeah.
The hallucinogenic soap that sprays all over. Yeah.
The hallucinogenic soap?
It's all rainbow colored.
Oh, right. Yeah, iridescent and all that.
Yep.
Yeah. It looks like you're about to fight something in Earthbound whenever you get your car wash.
You sent me the breakdown of where somebody found the translation files for Earthbound.
Yeah, I figured that you had seen that already.
I knew that it had happened, but I hadn't read anything on it yet.
The article that I found was like, wow, this is like really in depth.
It did a really good breakdown.
And I was like, I'm sure Tyler has seen this already, but maybe if he hasn't, now he has. And
I wish they hadn't cut the part where the zombies drag Ness and Paula out of the hotel into a grave.
Yeah, I know, right? So what I want to know is like, I want to play the Japanese version of Mother 2. It's like what I want now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even look to see if there's a There has to be.
Just a straight not a Woolseyism sort of translation.
Has
but,
to be, right?
I don't think that was Ted Woolsey, but I'm just saying like a unique English translation.
Right. Yeah, I can't remember the guy's name because he's obviously mentioned in the article.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've been playing some Final Fantasy, a lot of Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah.
A little bit of Final Fantasy 2 on the PSP.
I can't quit playing Hades.
I've been
back in that swing again, yeah.
Do you know how many hours you have?
175.
All right.
So, but God, it's just, I sat down and it's just like, God, this game is still just so fucking good and fun. And I've almost bought all the shit. Made sure I maxed out my Steam awards for it. So I've got all the tiers of the Steam award. I've got
the achievements?
Yeah. Achievements, and then where you can turn in the card.
Oh, I don't know about this.
You turn in Steam cards and you have certain levels. So I unlocked all the backgrounds and emoticons for Hades and shit like that you can make for your profile.
So how do you get more cards?
Because
Do you trade?
You earn 3 while you play them. You can trade with friends or you can buy them off the marketplace.
Gotcha. Okay. And they're probably like a penny?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I used to sell mine for like a penny or 2 pennies.
I think the most expensive one I bought was like 17 cents.
Gotcha.
So I spent like $3 and maxed out the cards 5 times.
Yeah.
So
$3 total?
So
That's not bad.
Not bad at all.
Yeah.
Because really, I've got like 2 more things left to buy for Zagreus's room, and then to do the 32 heat run to get the last statue, and I've gotten everything there is to get.
Wow.
So, I guess I need to finish upgrading all the weapons and all the chthonic companions. But I just need a few more Titan Blood and a few more Ambrosia to do that, and then I'll have 100%ed that game in every way. And
that's awesome, man. And then once that's done, I'm about to ask, are you still going to play it?
I still might.
Yeah.
It's dessert. It's easy to sit down, take 20 minutes, knock it out, have fun.
Yep.
I think it's a pretty perfect game.
Yeah, I love a game that you can pick up and then play and then continue on if you want to, but you don't necessarily have to because it's like, well, that run was 20 minutes, like you said.
Yeah.
So there we go.
We got a package over here though.
Yeah, that one's been sitting in my office for a little bit. I finally remembered to bring it over. Apologies, Dig Duggy. Also, thank you for sending it.
I've got 2 more that were sent to us as well.
Oh, nice. Do you know, is one of those from Sick Jake by any chance? Because he was going to send us like homemade hot sauces that I'm like super excited to try out.
I'm not sure. I'll have to look. I think they're in my car.
Okay. Does one have like a lot of stamps on it? Because he's from Canada.
I don't think it did actually.
Damn it. I don't know where that is.
So the letter is called Untitled.
Untitled.doc.
Dear Penthouse, back when I was a teenage virgin, I met this girl. We'll call her Angie.
Go on.
To this day, she is still high on my list. Wait, wrong letter. Sorry.
Continue.
I have way
that
higher
one.
standards for a Tadpog story.
Fuck that. No.
Besides, it's not like I finger banged her in a church basement or got Brendan Johnson. Got a Brandon Johnson during a WWF pay-per-view. She might have been allergic to bees, though. Anyway, forget all that. Dear Tadpog, I have an assortment of some nice artisanal hot sauces on the radio. I heard an advertisement for nice artisanal hot sauces on the radio the other day, and they said something about Banana Bang.
Banana Bang.
Who better to send this to than everyone's favorite Spicy Boys and their artisanal homespun podcast?
Manny, that's very sweet.
It is very sweet. So I bought some more of the more interesting ones and the hottest one they sold. Hope you guys like them, but it might at least be fun opening. Have a good one, guys, and see you at the next Tadpog prom eventually. Nothing but love, Dig Dougie.
Thanks, Dig Dougie.
P.S. Fucking Frygars.
Oh, yeah. From Dig Dug.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
So let me go ahead and crack open some of these. Because we will, of course, save these for our big tasting video.
Yeah. Which is definitely going to happen.
It's definitely going to happen.
It is.
I need to get some AC out here or straighten up the house, but either way.
We need to do it somewhere.
Pepper Nuts Rock City Banana Hot Sauce.
Pepper nuts?
Pepper Nuts. Okay, so Arthie AJ's new thing that she loves doing is
These nuts?
These nuts.
Yeah, got
She fucking loves saying that.
Yeah. Have you told her about Updog?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And what was it the other day? She's like, hey, Mom, have you heard about Candace? And immediately her sister's like, no, shut up. And then Melissa's like, what? I was like, no, honey, it's like the same lines of me asking you, like, hey, I'm working on my fitness. Fitness dick in your mouth. Have you heard about Candace? Candace dick fit in your mouth?
Candace Cameron? I don't understand.
In that case, no.
I'm lost.
So aged habanero and chipotle peppers.
Candace Kong?
Candace Kong. Bananas, rum, water, vinegar, garlic, agave nectar. This sounds pretty good.
It sounds like that'd be really, really good on tacos.
Yeah.
Like really good. With bring in a little sweetness. Like on some pork tacos.
There you go.
Yeah, man.
Pepper Nuts Rock City pineapple hot sauce.
Pineapple hot sauce.
Love
nice.
a good pineapple hot sauce.
Put that on a pizza. Piss everybody off. Do you put hot sauce on your pizza, right?
Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes I do.
Hot
too.
honey is my favorite, but
With the crust, especially. Yeah. I like hot honey on some chicken. Like on some Hardee's chicken.
oh, there you go. I love for chicken tenders. I like sriracha and blue cheese mixed together.
Really? I've never.
yeah.
I don't know that
man.
I would try that. I don't know that I would love that.
Pepper Nuts Rock City Rockin' Reaper hot sauce. Red peppers, Reaper, piquillo, and peri-peri. Red wine vinegar, tomato, onion, water, garlic, salt. So yeah, Reaper sauce.
Nice.
Damn.
How are the labels on these?
This is a 10 of 10 heat.
Are there any guys with fire coming out of their butts?
It's a pepper underneath a floating city.
Okay. A little tame.
Pineapple is 5 out of 10 heat. And banana is 4 out of 10 heat.
These hot sauces don't have enough toxic masculinity for my liking.
I need a hot sauce like so toxic. I don't really want my wife to see it and I hide it somewhere.
Yeah, the hot sauce that I eat needs to be like, hey, are you going to eat this? Or are you a woman who likes to get fucked in the ass?
How's your soft boy pussy, you piece of shit? We shape our hot sauce like a dildo you could put in your boy pussy, you motherfucker.
I like your slogans a lot better than mine.
But thank you, Dig Doggy. These will be wonderful.
Yeah, man.
And I found just the perfect. Melissa and I went to Midtown Market the other day.
Yeah.
And we found these New York Bagel Crisp Thins that I think will be perfect for
nice
hot sauce tasting.
I was just about to say, man, if you want, like when we set this all up for the video, I don't mind going by like taco. If we do it on a Tuesday, if that's possible, I'll go to Taco John's and buy us 40 tacos.
We have to eat one complete taco per hot sauce to get the full experience.
it's just us vomiting uncontrollably like 20 minutes in.
Yeah, we each have 40 Taco John's tacos.
Your Patreon dollars at work. We took 1 month's worth of Patreon and spent them all on tacos.
And we have to eat every one of them.
You know, my dad caught me eating tacos once, and he made me eat the whole bag.
He made me eat a whole 6-pack in a pound.
I'll do that.
What, 7 times?
7 times? Man, a 6-pack in a pound is like a lot of food, but it's also incredibly easy to eat.
Oh, yeah. That's an easy, like, 3,200 calories.
I think maybe more than that, right?
Oh, man.
Because just the pound of potato olays is like 8,000 calories.
It's ridiculous.
And they're always like, do you want some cheese with that? Yeah, of course I do. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm already ordering potato olays. Yeah.
Clearly, I don't care about myself.
Right?
Accelerate my demise, please.
In fact, I've installed a potato olay chute in my car. If you could just pour them into the chute, they go directly to my.
I have hot oil to refry them here in my lab.
Yeah, in my console. You just lift up your console. There you go. Right in there.
It's like the fucking Arrested Development, the fryer they always burn themselves on. Arrested Development.
Man, I need to go back. I won't do this, but it would be nice to go back and watch all of Arrested Development that is good.
Everything but that one weird season.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the new ones, just not the one where they shot them
individually.
Yeah, each
that
episode was a
sucked.
character.
They made new ones after that?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Those were good.
Those were good.
Oh, that's good.
I mean, I didn't think those ones were terrible.
Yeah.
The each episode about a character, but and I understood why they did it. But like the way they were shot was different.
No,
the way they looked was different.
It sucked to like. It was obvious where it's like, oh, they can't get all the actors together.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that was the case, but that's how it came off.
And now the mother, the actress who plays the mom has passed away,
Right, yeah.
unfortunately. So it probably needs to stay where it is now.
Yeah.
Once she's gone, they should bring the show.
They're not going to Aunt Viv it.
God. She couldn't get along with Michael Cera, so we replaced her.
Is that what happened with Aunt Viv?
Oh yeah, her and Will Smith didn't get along at all, so they replaced her.
Really?
The actress is still very vocal about what a piece of shit Will Smith is. How much she hates him.
What? No way.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like acid just dripping out of her mouth. She fucking hates Will Smith so
what's
much.
her complaint?
Just what a diva piece of shit he is.
I mean, to say that someone's a piece of shit's very broad in general.
Yeah.
Like, diva, okay, now we're getting a little specific.
Yeah.
But like,
he just ruled the show. He hated her.
Look, I get Wild Wild West sucked. We can all agree. But
what?
You got to forgive the man. Independence Day was good.
It's all right.
Bad Boys.
Okay.
Bad Boys 2.
Bad Boys,
not so much.
Wild Wild West, Independence Day.
Wait, that's your ranking?
Yeah.
No, fuck that shit. Look, Wild Wild West.
I've only seen Bad Boys and Wild Wild West.
Wait, you haven't seen Independence Day?
I've never seen Independence Day.
Whoa! 4th of July's coming up, bud.
Yep.
We can watch it on July the 2th if you want. For your birthday
what
surprise.
What are you doing on your birthday? Watch Independence Day.
I'll get a cookie cake that says
I'll get
Welcome
40
to Earth.
tacos.
Yeah, 40 tacos, a cookie cake that says Welcome to Earth. We'll sit down and watch Independence Day. Actually, we probably won't do that. But we could. We could dream about it.
We could dream about it.
I mentioned it. Is that good enough?
Yeah.
All
That's
right.
good enough for me. In our late 30s, that's good enough.
This is why we're friends.
Your thought is literally that's all that matters.
What you would call an idea, man.
Yeah.
Execution isn't exactly my forte.
We creatives just like to share the idea of things.
Right, yeah, which makes podcasting fantastic. And why the randomizer velvet box will never happen.
Oh man, so good. Well, Dave, you want to talk about the Flintstones?
Yeah, you sound like you're not excited to talk about the Flintstones.
I mean, a little bit.
Did we mention earlier that we were talking about the Flintstones?
Yeah.
I think this is the first.
Is it?
Yeah, I
You're
think
probably
so.
right. Yeah, we got the Flintstones this week.
Don't worry, when I edit it, this is going to be the beginning of the podcast.
Oh, okay.
Everything prior is going to be the stinger. I don't know how long we are.
Really stay to the end.
It's going to be the 30, 40-minute stinger.
Yeah, we're about 34 minutes in.
That's a good stinger right there.
That's a good stinger.
It's like Earth
You're
Brooks.
right. But so originally we did the Flintstones, and I pulled it up. The first thing that came up for me to play was the Flintstones Treasure of the Sierra Mad Rock.
Right, Curly's Gold.
Yeah, Curly's Gold. Which that is not this. It is not based off the cartoon. This is based off of the John Goodman, 94 flick.
It's technically based on the cartoon via the Steven Spielberg live-action movie.
Oh, yeah. Which I loved. Oh, my God, I loved that movie growing up. I had it on VHS, and I fucking wore it out.
What did you love about it? What's your favorite thing about it?
Everything about it.
That's not an answer. What's your favorite thing about it?
The Flintstones.
You have seen it, right?
Yes, of course.
What do you love about it? All of
Everything.
it.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't finished it, but it's one of my favorite movies. I think John Goodman is just so fucking amazing in it.
Yeah, well, John Goodman's pretty much good in everything.
I mean, I remember...
Except for King Ralph, but maybe he's good in King Ralph.
He's good in King Ralph.
King Ralph's real bad.
Ralph.
Is there a King Ralph?
I mean,
Super
I haven't
Nintendo
seen
game?
King Ralph since I was like 10, so...
Same. And even when I was a kid, I honestly do remember being like, oh my, it was just so boring. The movie was so boring. I like the idea.
Yeah.
It's
idea of King
It's
Ralph.
like if we made a movie and it's like, here's the idea. John Goodman becomes the king of England. All right, now you guys figure out the details.
See how they could, no, seriously, see how that could work. So
It's a great cast in the Flintstones.
Oh, it's perfectly cast.
John
Every
Goodman.
fucking bit of it is perfectly
You got
cast.
John Goodman, Fred
Yep.
Flintstone, Rick Moranis as Barney. What's the last movie that had to have been like near the last movie that Rick Moranis did,
I feel
right?
like it wasn't Little Giants. It was the one where he's in Bully or something like that.
Bully, the Rockstar game.
Yeah,
Is he in that?
He's in something where he has to stand up to his childhood bully. I think was one of his last movies before he.
Is
quit
his
Hollywood.
childhood bully the man in real life who punched him in the face for no reason?
I hope so. It's who's Tom Arnold? I think was the bully. So bring it all full circle to John Goodman.
Barney. It was Moranis' last film roles were Barney Rubble in the Flintstones, 1994, and the box office flop Big Bully,
There we go.
1996. You got it, man. 96. That was Big Bully. Nice, man. All right, so you got Rick Moranis.
Who's the bully? Does it say was I right on who the bully was?
Well, right above it is a photo of him and Ryan Reynolds. So I'll assume it's Ryan Reynolds.
Okay. An 8-year-old Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, that would be. I would watch that. That's essentially Problem Child, but with Ryan Reynolds and Rick Moranis. That actually,
Man, this sounds amazing.
That solves Problem Child, which I actually really liked as a kid.
Me too.
Man, people shit on that. Like, I haven't seen it since I was a kid.
Oh, I knew the kid was a bad actor even back then. I didn't care.
All right, man. There's a big old long Wikipedia article. I'm happy to look it up. Let's see.
Nah, it's okay.
It's not even. They don't even. Did it come out? I think out of respect, they left it off the Wikipedia.
We love Rick Moranis, so we're not gonna acknowledge this.
Because dude, it goes all right. Frederick Allen Moranis. I didn't know that. There's a little trivia. Born April 18, 1953, is a Canadian actor, comedian, musician, songwriter, writer, and producer. They mentioned SCTV, of course. Okay, and was in several Hollywood films, including Strange Brew. Haven't seen it. I've heard it's great. Ghostbusters. Also, never heard of that one. Ghostbusters 2.
Ghostbusters?
Yeah, Little Shop of Horrors. What the hell? Spaceballs, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. And it's 1992. In 1997 sequels? He wasn't in the 97 sequel, was he?
Well, I pulled up the IMDb. I was like, the bully is Tom Arnold.
The bully is Tom Arnold.
Never seen this movie, but I know.
The big brain on Tyler going to the movie site. And I'm just reading a paragraph of Wikipedia. So what else we got? Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Was he in the night? Can you look on IMDb? Was he in the fucking third Honey, I Shrunk the Kids? 1997. There's no way.
Let's see. Do I want to give money to IMDb? No, thanks.
Please. Parenthood, My Blue Heaven, and The Flintstones. I've seen like all these movies except for Strange Brew.
See, Parenthood, Spaceballs, Ghostbusters, Little Shop of Horrors, The Goldbergs, Rush Snakes, Bob and Doug, Brother Bear 2, The Animate, Brother Bear, Sing Along, Brother Bear, Brother Bear.
It sounds like you're praying.
Rudolph, Bear, Brother Bear. Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves, 97.
That's it. He was in it?
Yep.
What the fuck?
Yep. So that was his last movie. It was 97, so not Big Bully.
That's not a good way to... That's not a good ending note.
Nope.
All right. The Flintstones. You got Elizabeth Perkins as Wilma.
Perfect.
Man. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Rosie O'Donnell as...
Super
as
thin
Betty.
Rosie O'Donnell at that. Like,
Thin Rosie O'Donnell. I would go as far as this super thin Rosie O'Donnell.
super thin for her Rosie O'Donnell. Which is
Really?
like, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
She was downright shapely as Betty Rubble.
But I mean, to say somebody's super thin for somebody is like... I mean...
She is not normally the actress known to be thin and shapely, but she
Right.
definitely was in that movie. I feel like she fit Betty, and that I was totally happy with her in that role.
Yeah, no, I think she did a good job. I just, I don't know. The thing, like, even like when the movie came out, I was like, man, I thought I was a Betty guy. I'm a Wilma guy. Because Elizabeth Perkins is like pretty fucking perfect looking.
Oh, I mean, yeah, and she definitely. I mean, they stylized her to like. You could not have like, if you'd weird scienced Wilma out of the TV. That's who she would have been when she came to real life. Like,
See, I don't know because like in the cartoon, I feel like Wilma's just all like triangles.
yeah,
I don't like that. And Betty, I feel like is in the cartoon is more like, well, she looks more like a woman, you know, like a human.
human.
Wilma's just fucking triangles.
It's just cave woman. They are triangles.
But I don't know. Elizabeth Perkins in the movie is, man, she's better looking than Halle Berry. I mean, it's just like, because Halle Berry's in the movie as well.
Yeah. No, Halle Berry, I don't like short hair. I never have.
Yeah.
So like a pixie cut is just not my thing. I can't get past it. So I get that she was supposed to be like the femme fatale sex bomb, but
Right.
it was just like,
Which is a weird thing, I feel like, for a Flintstones movie.
no, that the whole cartoon just dripped with fucking sexuality. Sexuality and apocalyptic overtones from that space alien who committed genocide, being doomed to come back to Earth prehistoria.
Is that the Great Gazoo?
Yeah.
Yeah. Also Winston cigarettes. Sex.
I remember listening. I showed her that commercial. She's like, "Is that real?" Yeah,
Yeah. They give them to anybody. Children.
but
also, like-
especially
The Flintstones was like a primetime TV show. So,
Yep.
like when it came out. So, it kind of makes sense that you would sell cigarettes at 7 o'clock at night. You know what I mean? Like, I don't remember any of those carrying over to Saturday morning cartoons. Like,
no. Yeah, you're right.
Let's see who else we got. Kyle MacLachlan
Tom McLaughlin.
as Cliff Robber Caveman.
Yep, Cliff Robert Caveman.
And then
The guy who plays Mr. Slate is fucking perfect.
he's the fucking captain on Law and Order SVU.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It was driving Nikki and I crazy because we watched this and like I got to tell you, man, when this movie came out when I was a kid, like kid-ish, I was like I was like a preteen, and I got to be honest with you, I was way too cool for it at the time. I'm not too cool for it now because I did not like it then, and I think I've even on the record on the show have said that I thought the movie was horrible. I think it's a pretty good movie.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like for what it is.
It made me want to embezzle. Whatever that was. Because like, what is embezzling?
Wow. Oh, did it really? You're not joking.
No, I'm not joking. No.
Well, then maybe it was a bad movie. I mean, but it was art.
Mr. Flintstone, what are you doing? I'm embezzling.
I mean, that's good art. It moved you to do something. That's good art. That's really, really funny. There's yeah,
And maybe want to like, what is diet food? Can I eat diet food and get super skinny like their fucking garbage disposal?
oh yeah. Which I do think like the shortcomings in the movie is when they like try to make it a little edgy. The garbage disposal is one of those because it's like when they pull the curtain and you see like the garbage disposal there, which is of course a prehistoric animal eating the garbage. It says, "My job sucks." And it's, come on, it's a living. That's say the line.
Yeah.
Say the line. Don't try to 90s it up. Ollie Berry's in this movie, dripping sex.
Yep.
That's all the 90s that you really need in this movie.
Yep. And Kyle MacLachlan being a jerk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
You're done. There's a Jurassic Park joke in the movie, which is literally a park where the kids are playing called Jurassic Park. And then a giant pterodactyl takes a gigantic pterodactyl.
You're right. Ruins a car.
Tyra Banks plays a pterodactyl. And she shits on a car, and it's a lot. It's a lot of shit.
Because she flies by and she's like, "Kiss my fat ass," and just a mountain of shit rains down on a car.
On second thought, this movie sucked. No, I really did like it, but a lot of it.
Man can now shape his own destiny. After my daughter Concretia.
Right. Thank you, Captain.
I loved the movie. I loved this fucking movie as a kid.
Like, the reason, like,
sand dollars is currency. It's brilliant.
Henry watched. They look like puzzle pieces. That always was like, I don't know how they look like puzzle pieces. Henry watched it with me, and like, I got a lot of enjoyment out of that because, like, every 4 seconds he was like, "What?" His mind was blown by like the mastodon, like with his trunk in through the window. They're using like clean dishes and stuff. I mean, he was just like, "What?" And that happened several times. Like the garbage disposal had the same, anything like that. He was like, "What?"
Yeah, it's how we used to do things.
Right? Yeah, ask your Graham. She'll tell you all about the mastodon.
I remember did I tell you about asking my grandmother like what it was like when things went from black and white to color? Yeah. You remember when they did that? You were alive? What was it like? Mind blowing when you got up the next morning? No, it wasn't like really a thing. It was just on TV. Oh. Okay.
I've already told Henry that things used to be black and white. And then he said, "Really?" And I said, "No, not really." Not really.
And when I thought that we got a new president every year, so I counted backwards from my grandmother's age, and I was like, "Oh my God, Grandma, what was Abraham Lincoln like?" Because she would give me back when on the Little Debbie like zebra cake boxes, they had presidents on the back. And
really?
Yeah, like presidential trading cards, basically. And
what a weird, like they didn't understand kids
way
at
back
all.
Then, no, but
like not at all.
But my nanny cut every one of them out till I had all the presidents.
I love it, man. That's
so
sweet.
many zebra cakes,
That's
and I had a big stack because I loved learning about presidents and state capitals as a kid. I fucking loved it.
I love zebra cakes. On the other hand,
clearly, yes, you can look at me. I too love zebra cakes. You could say what got me here today.
Dude, did you know that marketing teams didn't understand kids at all until Pokemon came out? And then they were like, "Oh,
cute stuff and violence.
Oh, thanks, Japan, for teaching us how to market to kids. Holy shit.
We've just been selling cigarettes.
Dude, we're going fucking presidents over here." Flintstones movie?
Flintstones movie. I fucking loved it. Fucking loved it. This game is in no way like the movie.
It is.
Well, it looks like a weird John Goodman.
John Goodman is forever immortalized in a Super Nintendo game.
It's so weird. The game is just... It's weird. It's so weird looking. It's not terrible looking, but it's weird looking.
Yeah, you're right. It is terrible looking, but not because it is actually terrible. It's not bad art.
Not poor graphics.
It's questionable. Like questionable decisions were made, which is like
that's a good way. Questionable decisions were made.
Which I mean, you could also honestly say about the movie, questionable decisions were made, but I do feel like it is one of those situations where it's like the game is like based off of the movie, which is based off of a cartoon. Like it is like, we haven't mentioned multiplicity in a really long time.
True.
But it is the multiplicity effect at work, I think.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know that they saw
clone of a clone just to do yard work.
Yeah, right, exactly. I don't know that they had seen the movie when they developed the game. I don't know. I wasn't able to find a lot on the development of this game.
We didn't have real cavemen. We've got John Goodman, Fred Flintstone, but then like real Neanderthals like throwing rocks at you, right? That's the Flintstones. We're rolling with that.
Yeah.
And frogs. Huge fucking frogs. Deadly frogs.
Speaking of, you said Neanderthals, it reminded me. Bull from Night Court is also in the Flintstones movie.
Yes, he
with
is.
hair. And it was bothering Nikki and I so. I was like, who the fuck is that? And then about an hour in, I was like, it's Bull.
Have you seen this episode of Highlander?
Bulls?
Yeah.
No, he's in the Highland.
He's a huge fucking scary immortal who wears a steel helmet and neck guard. So when he just like rolls up to Duncan MacLeod's house, kicks in the door to fucking kill him, Duncan's just constantly cutting at his neck, but he can't cut his head off. So Bull's just fucking shit up until he traps him on the elevator and shoves his head in the elevator, and that's how he cuts it off.
Dude, I have a confession to make. I don't know shit about Highlander. Other than
I fucking loved Highlander back in the day.
The phrase, the quickening, and that there can be only one.
Mm-hmm.
I never really got into it. But, like, did you just say his name was Duncan MacLeod?
Of the Clan MacLeod, yep.
Because that sounds like a vaping streamer. Duncan MacLeod. Like, I mean...
Duncan MacLeod, the Clan MacLeod.
Are they good, or is it just like one of those things where it's like... At the time, as a kid,
I haven't
it's really
gone
good.
back, but I would imagine it'd be sort of difficult. I've heard there's a reboot in the works, but man, like I fucking loved the Highlander back in the day.
What? So, I mean, was every episode about like someone getting their head chopped off?
Yeah.
I mean, that does honestly
pretty much
sound kind of cool. But
it's
like
them against another, because there are only so many immortals in the world. The big tournament, whoever the final one.
oh, there's a tournament involved.
Yeah,
This
basically.
is like a Shonen Jump.
Because I don't because they're all in one like time spanning tournament. There can be only one to where they're.
It's all a game.
Yeah,
I didn't know
all
that.
a game, and like basically at the end, the winner becomes God. Whoever is the last one.
Well, how many are there? Is this like Fortnite?
I mean, how many immortals? I have to look at the wiki or something like that. But I remember, like at the end of it, when the series ended, I feel like there might have been like. I vaguely remember because I've
108
of Sean McElwain of Super Metroid fame. He also loves it like more than I do, and he was telling me about like how like the final movie and show like. The immortal who was the bad guy had killed like 666 other immortals in his lifetime.
That's the devil's number.
So that's
I don't know if you knew that. That's the number of the beast.
It's actually referring to Nero if you look at.
No, tell me more about that. I don't know about that.
Because I'm on evangelical recovery TikTok a lot.
That's a real TikTok.
Oh yeah, people talking about growing up in the church and
TikToking about growing up in the church.
Oh yeah, and all the like the weird fucked up shit and how like, they definitely mistranslations all over the place, cherry picking, and then the tactics they use to try to make you feel guilty. I mean, it's just everyone who has kind of PTSD over the evangelical church still believe in God because I'm still. "Quote unquote" Christian,
What do you
all
mean,
of that,
quote,
but I
unquote?
hate. I mean, because I'm like Christian has a weird connotation to it. I guess religious would be a better thing than just to say Christian because so much in like mainstream Christianity just makes me so angry and upset.
Sure. I do think it. I mean, someone can believe in God and also not go to church, and you know what I mean.
I believe that 100%, especially with the modern church. Like. That's why I feel like millennials and Gen Zs leaving the church in droves because it's an incredibly hypocritical place.
Yeah, and this isn't a shot at churches or anything because I do think that like I have a bunch of friends who are Christians, and it's like it's kind of do whatever you want, believe whatever you want. It doesn't matter to me, but I do think that like there are definitely people who like go to church but totally do not believe in God, and it's like a social like. Economic thing where it's like
that's why in the South that's just what it is.
Yeah.
That's 100% what it is. You don't have country clubs, you have churches.
Right. Yeah. And like when you meet somebody, I mean, not the people I meet anymore, but like when you meet people, like one of the first questions would be, where do you go to church? I remember being a kid here and that being a question like all the time. Like when I was in high school, oh, hey, nice to meet you. Where do you go to church?
Yep. I remember watching a screaming, I think I've mentioned this before, just a screaming argument between Good Time Gatsby representing these Southern Baptists and another kid that I fucking could not stand representing the Church of Christ in the area, who have both Christian, but they believe stuff slightly differently.
Right.
So they were just like, oh, fuck the other. Oh, my God, fuck them.
It's the quickening.
Yeah, exactly. So they were just screaming and arguing over whether or not you had to be baptized to go to heaven. I mean, like fucking passionate vitriol flying out between these 16-year-olds in my high school cafeteria.
Well, I mean, when you're 16, you know everything.
Everything.
Religion is no
So we're just like,
exception.
you guys, basically, it's all the same stuff. Why do you stop?
Yeah.
Stop. They're just not going to dance, so they don't go to the dances, and you go to dances, and you're. I mean, I'm going to call you Good Time Gatsby in like 20 years. So.
How do we get from the number of the beast? Because all I know about it is from metal songs. So
that it is.
And that's from
it was a
Revelations, right?
code referring to Nero and not Lucifer. That way they could write and not identify exactly who Nero was.
Gotcha.
And that like Lucifer is a mistranslation where Lucifer just means like little Lucifer just means like light bringer, and no
Right.
reference to the devil or so much of it is a mistranslation.
But I mean, isn't a lot of it fan fiction that like kind of like got wrapped into like
it's a model of its time as well. Like so much stuff with the Old Testament is like, well, where it says, okay, so all in the same chunk where it'll say, against homosexuality, which from what I've been seeing, that looks more and more like that's a almost intentional mistranslation where they mean pedophiles, but they kind of change it to mean gay people, and then
that wouldn't be to protect anybody, would it?
Yeah, I don't know. But then like in the same chunk, it's like also like, no, you can't eat shellfish. You can't have clothes woven from 2 different fabrics, like shit like that drives me crazy.
Yeah.
Like, all right, well, if you believe that hard, I'm gonna picket pride parades and not get get people to get married. Well, then you should be picketing Hanes because they're doing way more. Like their underwear's made from all sorts of fabrics and they're selling it everywhere. They're distributing more sin than anywhere else in the world.
I can understand why they would write a rule to not eat shellfish.
Yeah, because they probably ate it, got sick. They're
Right.
like, oh, God doesn't want me to eat this.
Right. But what if I don't understand, like, in what world are, like, that seems like a vendetta kind of thing, where it's like fucking Frank blends fabrics. I don't blend fabrics. I want my shit to sell. So we're going to write this in, no blended fabrics. I'm sorry. God said no.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's shit
what's
like
the
that.
reasoning? I don't
know. And it probably is shit like that.
Yeah.
And like all the stuff about like...
his name probably wasn't Frank, just...
Frank Araya.
Frank Araya. my favorite frozen meals are Frank Araya's.
And like there's because the Bible is anti-rich people. It just is. So there are passages about not being able for Christians to lend money and charge interest and shit like that. So like they skirted the rule, like they had their anal loophole for money. Being like,
loophole.
we'll use Jewish people as an intermediate to do the money lending and interest and shit like that. And then
demonize them for it.
Demonize, yes,
Right,
perfect.
Yeah.
So I mean,
it's fucked
I just
up.
see how so much shit is fucked up.
Man.
I think the core of Jesus's teachings are all still really good.
They're really good,
really
teachings.
applicable
For real. Yeah, absolutely.
It for real is. Like you don't have to believe Son of God. Like you could read his teachings and get it and get where he's coming from.
Yeah.
But there's so much weird, twisted shit. Like I'm not going to go to a church. I'm not going to take my children to a church, sit down because the last time I went to the church I grew up in, my mom and dad, when they were still going, they don't go there anymore either. But going and sitting down, and the first thing the new pastor says is like, who wants to praise God for North Carolina voting down their gay rights? And I was like,
right, see ya.
Fuck this place.
Jerry Seinfeld gif, leaving the theater.
Exactly. Like, the first thing is just like, what the fuck, man?
Coming in hot.
So, like, I turned to Mom, like, I'm never coming back.
Yeah. I think, I don't know.
I'm not going to take my children to be exposed to this.
No, fuck
like,
that.
I get where, raise them in church. I get that, but church is not a place that I feel like it also spews as much shit as.
But wait, what do you mean raise them in church? You get that?
I get the inclination to raise them to study and be around, study the Bible, Jesus' teachings, everything. Like, I understand the prospect of church, but I feel like that church doesn't really exist. The church that would do real and not this weird evangelical, twisted, cherry-picking bullshit.
Yeah.
So
no, I agree with you with the teachings of Jesus and all, and I mean,
I say that, but I give a lot of respect to the Episcopal Church because I spent years in the Episcopal Church as well, and they are very much not like that. I could say that wholeheartedly. Like,
oh, you mean not like the church, not like your parents' church,
right? You're right. They're not Southern Baptist. They're not evangelical.
I thought you were talking about Jesus. I was like, wait, they don't follow Jesus?
Yeah.
I have a gross misunderstanding of that church.
No, they're. It's a very. I mean, they were very compassionate, understanding. Like, that's. I mean, and you've met all the friends that I made back there, and they're all good. What I would say are like good, reasonable, intelligent, like normal people.
Yeah.
You know?
No, absolutely. I mean, it's kind of one of those things where it's like religion's weird. And you could say anything about like the Church of England and like why that church exists in the first place.
Yeah, divorce.
Right. So that a king could divorce his wife.
I like this one. I don't want to kill her.
Right.
So I'll start a new religion.
And it's like, I mean, isn't that just fact that like religion's pretty weird?
Yeah,
it's weird when it crosses.
I mean, L. Ron Hubbard said the only way to really make money in America is to start a religion.
Well, I mean, he would know.
Yeah, and he did, and it worked. It worked out for him.
But I don't know, like
at the cost of everyone else.
I went to church when I was a kid, and I went to Catholic school for like a couple months, and I don't know. I'm a non-believer now, and I live my life now. I don't know. I like to live my life in a way to prove that you don't have to believe in God in order to be a good person, a decent human being. Like I don't think it is necessary to live a good life and to be good to other people. But I also don't know, like, I get into this where it's like, I get in my head because it's like, well, fuck, do I think that, like, because I went to church, like, as a kid, because I had that foundation? I don't know.
Or is there a level of morality that's intrinsic to human beings?
And I do honestly believe that there is. I'm not an expert, obviously, but I mean, it's like, how in the world could we progress to this point without killing each other? Well, long before the major religions we have now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there has to be something biological where it's like, well, we don't want to kill each other because we want to propagate our species. And then like from there, don't you just make rules so that you don't hurt each other?
Melissa and I had actually driving back because Jack had an appointment in Louisville where we went, and he had an MRI. Everything with his shunt is good. We had to go back for a year. So they were very happy. So,
damn, that's nice.
But on the way back, we had this discussion about that, and it's just like, well, is this inner morality? Is it something like we're just built in, like we know right and wrong, or is it our biology sort of protecting us? Like, is murder wrong because we're here to propagate our species? That's not going to help the goal.
I think it could be a mix of both, right?
Yeah.
I mean, because it's like, I don't know, man. I think it becomes an issue where it's like, I think it's like biologically we probably don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Because we want to propagate the species. But then I think you get into that morality area when it's like, okay, I'm really mad. Do I kill this person or not?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's when it comes down to like true morality.
Yeah.
Where it becomes you actually have to like instead of making an emotional decision, make a rational decision.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's like the crux of morality. But then again, like I said, I'm just a guy who plays Super Nintendo games for a podcast that comes out on Wednesdays.
But let's do philosophy of religion for a good hour.
Well, it's really interesting because we don't really talk about this a lot.
Well, it's the Flintstones, man. It just brings it out.
It brings it out at us for sure. Yeah. How the fuck? Oh, right. The Nero, the code.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Shit. Let's walk it back. Okay. So 666 Mafia, Nero. How did we get to that? How did 666 come up?
It has something to do with the Roman numerals of like his name.
No,
like
I mean in our conversation.
Because I said the number of immortals that the final villain killed.
We're back.
And we talked about Highlander because Bull was in Flintstones.
Man, I got to be honest with you, dude. This is one of the reasons that I absolutely fucking love podcasting. And I know it drives some people up the wall, but like, I don't think it drives any of our regular listeners up the wall. I think this is why they're here. This is the kind of shit I like to do.
You talk about with your friends, and we do a video game podcast, but man, the video games are not the fucking point.
It's really you and I get together and we get to fucking like talk. And like, I got to be honest with you, I do feel like from time to time, like I have lost sight of that, where it's like, I want this to be a show and I want it to be successful, but I got to be real. Like I have way more fun when we do this and end up talking about fucking religion for 20 minutes.
That's why I feel like a podcast can't feel like work. It has to still be fun.
I mean, it can feel like work.
It can't feel like work, but I feel like that's what'll end it when it becomes just work and a paycheck.
Yeah, sure.
As opposed to a passion project that I can get money. I get money from something I'm passionate about.
Sure.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, this is still definitely a passion of mine.
Oh yeah.
Like 1000%.
Yeah. No, I'm with you.
I look forward to recording, and we've said this before, and I mean it. Because I know how our lives are. If we did not do this, we probably would see each other
much as we see anyone else.
Right, which is like twice a year.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's hard too, because it's like when I left, like I got off work, right? Got home. I had 40 minutes before I was supposed to be here. I was late because I played a little bit of soccer with Henry. Like talked to him about his day, and it was just like, I gotta go. And he's like, oh, and I was like, I know, but I will be here. You know, it's nice to like know that, oh, it's nice that he's gonna miss me. That's like a good feeling.
Yeah.
But also it's kind of like, this is a long way of me saying I understand why we are the way that we are. Because that's hard.
It just has to change. Yep.
Yeah. And it's like, I also know that he's not going to be like that forever. And like a blink of an eye, it's going to be like, he's going to have nothing to do with me. And it's like,
for a little while, then it'll come back.
Well, I don't have a lot of money, so I'm not sure that it's going to come back. Because I do feel like a lot of reasons that kids go back.
Well,
is a dependency thing. But I mean, who knows?
Start giving him drugs now.
No, never. Those are
mine.
Actually,
just the other day was the 20th anniversary of whenever I flipped my SUV trying to jump that hill
on Redneck
Mountain Adventures, where Josh flipped his car.
Oh, right.
I flipped mine on Dump Hill by the dump.
On Dump Hill. Right. Apologies. I didn't hang out with y'all then, so
So our friend
So unfortunately, I never flipped my car with you guys.
Unfortunately.
Bummer.
So our friend John scheduled like a dinner. So like that's the first time Melissa and I have been out with a group of people in a fucking long ass time.
Did that feel weird? Because I haven't been in a restaurant yet.
It was a little weird. We went back to, because I had forgotten about this, but John knew. It's like we started that night at this Los Amigos on South Side. So that's where we went and ate.
And that's the worst Mexican restaurant in town.
It was, yeah.
It didn't used to be, but now it is.
It was like the first Los Amigos, which is like the biggest chain around. But it was the very first one in our area when the Crystal shut down. That was in the place before that.
Wait, where there was a Crystal? Mm-hmm. And where was that? Where Los Amigos is now?
It was originally built as a Crystal. Yep.
How long was that a thing?
Like 2 years. And then it became the Los Amigos.
Wow.
Because I remember like when it was new, that's why Brandon and I went like the day it opened. Because everybody from church was like, we got to go look at this new restaurant. It has tiny hamburgers.
Tiny ass hamburgers.
You can get like 10 of them. They're little tiny cheeseburgers. They're so cute.
Okay, have we had this discussion before?
I fucking loved them.
White Castle versus Crystal?
Crystal.
Really?
Granted, I have not had a Crystal burger since it left Murray.
I'm just kidding. I actually don't. It doesn't. It doesn't matter to me. They're both going to give me diarrhea. So, and that's not.
And surprisingly, who loves White Castle? Who of our podcast family fucking loves the shit out of White Castle, and you would not expect it.
I wouldn't expect it because I was going to guess Blake, but I might expect
that's a very expected. But not Blake.
Oh, shit. Who I wouldn't expect. Who's the least likely?
Like it is like her favorite restaurant.
Oh, you gave me a hint. Okay, that's good. Her favorite restaurant?
One of her favorite restaurants.
I have no idea.
Half of Tadpog Sweethearts, Nicole Nance.
Really?
Loves White Castle.
Really? I mean, I like White Castle a lot. Usually when I visit Dennis, one of the things that we'll do is get White Castle because I can't get White Castle around here. And there's one nearby, and it's like their food is really tasty. But it does give me diarrhea.
The first prom was the last time I had White Castle.
Oh, right. Yeah. Well, the first prom when we went to White Castle before we all left.
Yep, we all went hungover to White Castle.
Yeah.
I went drunk because that's what well, I don't want to travel with all this booze, so I chugged it all and then went to White Castle. Where this time I was drunk and Sean Muldowney was hungover.
But the thing is, I don't think it's the actual quality of the food that fucks with me. It's just when I eat White Castle, I overeat. I eat way too much. And I do think it is easy to eat way too much at a White Castle or a Crystal because it's tiny ass cheeseburgers.
Well, that was my first meal when I got out of jail, where I spent that one night in jail.
Yeah, with the Crypt Keeper.
Oh my God, my very first meal when I was back in the outside world was Crystal breakfast chicken sandwiches.
Oh, breakfast,
Crystal breakfast. Good. I loved Crystal breakfast, but I never got up early enough for it. So conveniently, the only time I got up that year early enough was the night I spent in jail.
Man, I bet that Crystal was very appreciative.
So good. You look like you just got out of prison. Like everyone else in this drive-thru. Here's your chicken mini.
So the Flintstones game sucks.
Yeah.
It's not the worst game in the world.
It's Uncanny Valley John Goodman.
Yeah.
Who is constantly out of breath while he runs.
Right from the beginning.
And he looks like Tony Soprano whenever he's because he's just...
He's hyperventilating from when he's on the dinosaur, because the game starts the way that...
Damn it, Christopher.
The game starts the way that it does in the Flintstones intro. Where you're...
Sorta. They could have programmed that a lot better to slide down that dinosaur.
Okay,
that dinosaur back.
You are right. Let me rephrase that. An attempt was made to make it
the dinosaur's there
like the original. Fred Flintstone is on a dinosaur with his little canopy thing on it, and then he slides down the tail. And then is immediately if you wait, he's hyperventilating inside the dinosaur canopy.
Yeah, he never is not breathing hard.
Yeah. His idle animation at one point, he literally spits bones. I don't understand that, but it's like a Mortal Kombat fatality happened inside of him. I don't know.
My metabolism is so fast, I'm adjusting myself.
That's his superpower.
Caveman, right? I need to go embezzle.
He can constantly regenerate, but in order to do so, his body also is constantly eating itself.
Yeah. Yep.
There you go.
He's the real Deadpool.
Yeah. Have you not heard that before? Fred Flintstone, the real Deadpool.
He is Deadpool. He's immortal. So he's aged that far. Now he's insane because it's been 65 million years.
Does Disney own Hanna-Barbera? Because if they do, that could be an actual reality. They can make that happen.
It'd be so good. But the game, I never beat the first level. I played it for a little over an hour. I was incredibly frustrated. One, because you start off, and again, you can get hit 3 times. You have a club, you can throw rocks, and if you pick up a rock bowling ball, you can roll. Those are your weapons.
Yeah, which I think is kind of neat that they give you like a ranged weapon with the rocks that can be thrown, and then like as long as it doesn't go off the screen, you can pick the rock back up.
I do think that is very cool. Same for the bowling ball.
That's neat. Yeah, the bowling ball, which I rarely use because it's like the animation to actually roll it takes so long.
Because they do out the movie where he's the twinkle toes.
Right.
And, yeah.
Right. It takes so long to go off that by the time you throw it, you're already dead, essentially.
Yeah. Because, I mean, all the other enemies are a lot quicker. The frogs will jump and fucking hit you. Like, as soon as you're off that fucking back of that dinosaur, you're frog costed.
Right.
By a giant frog who your club is pretty useless. You're going to get hit if you use your club. Then you go over, kill 2 Neanderthal cavemen, and then the first big challenge is pulling yourself up a ledge.
Yeah, because we do have some Prince of Persia style like physics going on in this platformer.
I didn't know it's because you have to like hit and hold the button to grab onto the ledge.
Right, I didn't know that either.
I'm thinking like, oh, you'll either automatically do it like in a lot of other games, or I can jump onto it.
Right.
No, you have to cinematically grab and pull yourself up.
And it's about every platform. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it was a mechanic that they really, really leaned into.
Yep.
It's very, very rare, if ever, you're able to just jump onto a ledge without pulling yourself up. And again, this is a platforming video game, so like there are a bunch of ledges up in this motherfucker.
And I don't feel like it's meant to be a cinematic platformer.
Because the only thing cinematic about it is Fred pulling himself up onto. Like,
it's based on a movie,
right? Pretty much.
So it's a weird, frustrating choice. When you don't know it, I would just jump and fall through the ledge over and over and over and over, and it would take me literally minutes before I would somehow grab on and pull myself up. And I had to do that 3 or 4 times in a row. So much of my time was spent just trying to climb ledges.
Right.
And then my time would run out, or I would get hit by random things. But I just didn't know. Yeah.
But yeah, in the game's defense, that is in the instruction manual, which I also didn't read. Like John of 1000 Names, I think it was like, Google says to hold down the jump button when you do. Oh, okay. And then it was like, all right. It just became second nature after that.
Yeah, it's just a weird, confusing choice that, if you don't know about it, it's not a big deal.
So it is still I do still think it's a bad choice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it doesn't make sense for the rest of the game.
No.
And you know, you said that the only thing cinematic about it is the fact that it's based on a movie. That honestly might be why they made that decision. They might have thought it was more realistic for Fred to pull himself up onto ledges.
If they want realistic, he can't pull himself up on the ledges because he's a big, large man, so he can't do a chin up. So it's just like, all right.
It does seem weird to make decisions about realism in a Flintstones video game also.
Yeah, it's really weird and nonsensical. This game just is off-putting from the start. And so after I play through long enough, I get stuck because there's a part where I spent 10, 20 minutes. Like, I just got straight up stuck. I messaged Big Dick Pie Baker Chris Vaughn, who made my Retro Pie. I was like, is there a chance one of these ROMs could be one of those, like, anti-piracy ones where they take out an element that you need to progress? And he's like, no, I really doubt that. What's wrong? So I was like, well, so I pulled up I pulled up your stream. I wasn't going to make it Sunday.
Thank you.
I pull it up, and then as soon as
I appreciate your view.
as soon as you start, then it's just like, yeah, Tyler's not going to love this game with its cinematic platforming.
I know, man. It's like
these ledges, man. Fuck this.
Yeah. And I was like, I kind of regret now saying that. I never want to I always want to predict.
My tastes are pretty obvious. It's okay. It's okay.
But I never want to. I always want to predict how you're going to feel about certain elements in games, but I don't want to influence those.
I felt like that
thoughts,
before you said it, so it's
Good,
all right.
good. Then it's confirmed.
Yeah. I played it for a while before I watched the stream to try and get like, how did he progress?
Yeah.
And then I missed what you did, and I kept having to go back. Like, what the fuck did he do to get past this part? So then I fast forward to when I see you push that rock, and then little ledges pop out of the side.
Right.
I'm like, what the fuck? And I played through the level like several more times. I have no idea.
Push the rock. The
What did
ledges
I
don't
do?
come out.
And then you told me when you got here, oh yeah, there's a switch.
Yeah, you gotta hit the switch.
In this Flintstone game over here on this rock is a switch that will make these ledges pop out.
Adorably, you thought was a hamburger.
I thought it was a collectible hamburger on a ledge, and I fucking hate the ledges, so I didn't go up there to get it.
No, I totally get it. But man, I love that you thought it was a hamburger. Because I see why you would think that, because it's a brown button that is vaguely shaped like a hamburger.
It looks like two buns and some meat being patrolled by a caveman on a ledge, and I'm like, fuck that. I'm not going up there to get hit and spend 20 minutes climbing a ledge.
And you don't have your glasses.
I don't have my glasses because they burned up in a fire today.
I'm sorry, but I do love it.
Shamble on my crutches over to the bed to play this game without my glasses.
Yeah.
In my hot ass garage and no air conditioning.
Well, you could play that game inside in the AC, right?
I could. But then I wouldn't have anything to bitch about.
I get it. You got to suffer for your
That's
art.
a good 30% of this podcast. Don't forget the cloud of negativity over here.
Speaking of which, on a scale of beers to
For
glasses,
a very positive person, I am negative as shit about video games.
what do you think about the size of the sprites in this video game?
These are fine.
Yeah, they're pretty good, right?
Eustace is back there sealed up in his dead horse hutch. He's fine. I had no problem with the sprites in this one.
I do honestly feel like the speed, the pacing, pretty okay.
Yeah.
Honestly, aside from like
It was average platformer.
yes,
in that regard.
right?
Yeah.
Right. Which is not saying like that's not a great thing, but
No.
we've definitely played worse.
It wasn't
than
as
this.
like just looking at all the caveman platformers that are on the Super Nintendo.
right.
So it's no Joe and Mac.
Okay.
It's not as slippery as like Prehistoric Man.
So wait, I want to know. I know the answer to this, but for like the sake of podcasting history, if you were to like, which is better, the Flintstones or Prehistoric Man?
Prehistoric Man.
Okay.
Yeah, no question. Prehistoric Man.
No question.
No question.
Okay.
And Prehistoric Man is okay.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
I don't think it's a good game. It's okay.
Chuck Rock, I haven't played yet.
I've never played Chuck Rock. I've only seen it played on Nick Arcade, and I was frustrated when anybody got it because I didn't want to see it. Play something besides ActRaiser and Chuck Rock.
Man, fucking ActRaiser. That was a lot of that first level
Get
of ActRaiser.
2,000 points in ActRaiser. Basically play the first 15 seconds of the first level.
And sometimes they couldn't do it.
Nope.
Which I'm not trying
A
to.
lot of times they couldn't do it.
Look, I'm not trying to shit on those kids who couldn't do it, but I mean, come on.
Yep. Or the guy who played the principal from Welcome Freshman when they had their special Welcome Freshman episode.
I don't remember who that. I don't remember even what he looked like.
It's a tall, bald guy. Tall, skinny.
I don't. To be honest, like I don't know that.
He looked like Megamind, only with an average size head.
I don't know that I could. If you showed me photographs,
He had on like his jean shorts and his t-shirt trying to play ActRaiser, and he lost, and he'd like turn to the camera like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
yeah, but he was probably playing.
I'm the oldest contestant who's ever been on this show. It's really weird that I'm one of the contestants.
He was just paired up with a kid.
One of the kids from the show?
From the show.
Like the three other actors were kids from the show and the
no.
principal.
Oh no! How old was he at the time? Do you think?
He had to be in his 40s.
40s. Can you imagine? Can you imagine being in your 40s on a game show that your boss was like, "No, you have to be on this."
Yep.
Because I don't
It's
know.
Nickelodeon. We work for Nickelodeon on the fucking show.
Right. I mean, like, right. He like probably didn't feel like he had a choice.
The foot fetish guy isn't here yet, so you have to go do this.
Okay, so what if they would have done it like with all like the adults from Nickelodeon shows. Like what Mr. Earl, was that his name?
That
like,
could have been fun.
From Hey Dude, what was his name? Mr. The guy. The nerdy guy.
Ernst. Mr. Ernst.
Mr. Ernst, nice. Yep. Ugg from Salute Your Shorts.
Would have been wonderful. Yeah, you're right. And that principal, and then Barf from from You Can't Say That on Television.
I don't think he would have done it because, like, I think they just licensed that from like some Canadian broadcasting.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
What other adults? The dad from Pete and Pete.
There we go.
Yeah.
Or Artie.
Artie, God, Artie would have been wonderful.
Yeah. Artie versus Mr. Ernst? Are you kidding me?
Mr. Ernst, whenever he hit his head and became a teenager in his head, and he was T-Bone.
I don't remember that.
Oh, yeah. I thought it was a weird-ass episode.
I love that those are locked away in your mind because I have fond memories of those shows, but, like, I got to be honest with you, I don't remember the plot to, like, any of them.
I remember that one. I remember the one where Danny, who was Native American, they found on a neighboring land, a bunch of Native American artifacts. And there was the whole big thing about, like, Mr. Ernst could have dug them up, but he decided not to respect Danny's heritage, and he was very thankful.
So, like, fantasy employer shit.
Yeah.
Instead of him being like, "Oh, I'm going to do this, but let's just not mention it to him."
I remember the two seasons of Salute Your Shorts. Way better.
I don't.
A giraffe's tongue is black.
The Salute Your Shorts that I remember,
Zeke the Plumber.
That's fucking that's burned into my memory. Is Zeke the Plumber because the Zeke the Plumber legitimately scared me.
It was fucked up.
Yeah, Zeke the Plumber legitimately scared me.
The one where ZZ had a crush on, or Budnick liked Melanie, but then Melanie thought, or ZZ thought Budnick liked her, so she had a crush on him in turn.
Dina, you mean?
Dina.
Right?
But ZZ had a thought liked Budnick, but Budnick was like,
this podcast
no.
is stupid. I love it.
No, let's discuss the love triangle of this like 92 two-season Nickelodeon show.
As I push up my glasses, actually, I think that's Dina.
Dina, Telly, and ZZ, Donkey Lip Sponge, Budnick, and Michael, or Pinsky in the second season.
Man, I knew a guy who, around the time that was out, I knew a guy who looked a lot like Sponge.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But no one mentioned it because his name was Morgan, and everyone would always say, Big M, Little Oregon. So that was his thing.
Yeah.
That was his cross to bear.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
I didn't. I liked them. I was nerdy too, so I got it. But
I remember, and I feel bad about it. I remember like when I was like, I had to be like 8 or 9 years old. A kid who was like 14 or 15. I remembered being in like kindergarten, riding the bus home with this kid. And apparently even years before that, when he was like in first or second grade.
This sounds like a copy pasta.
Like
you're telling me a ghost story or some shit.
Someone saw him eat a booger. So his cross to bear from then on was Boog, his nickname. And like our families happened to be at like the same campground that day. And I knew who he was, and I was like, I don't know. My parents are being boring. I don't have any video games. I know who Boog is, so I walked up and I was like, "Hey, Boog," and just the look of like, God damn it!
I don't even know this guy.
Who is this fucking 8-year-old kid coming up to me, calling me a nickname I got when I was like 4?
Yeah, that's rough.
He's like, "Why are you calling me that? Because you ate a booger, Boog."
Can we get him on the show?
I don't know his name.
You ain't going to Facebook, Boog.
And I did.
No, does anybody know Boog's name?
Did he keep that?
He probably doesn't live
like
here anymore.
Michael, quote unquote, Boog Winstead or something. Like, you might know me as Boog.
Oh, I feel bad for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel bad for him. Was it true? Did he really do it? That would be even the worst.
I remember asking him, and he was like, I think he said no.
Well, right, but
Of course
I mean,
he's gonna
come
say
on,
no,
he's gonna say
but
no
yeah,
regardless.
yeah.
But I mean, I would if I ate a booger and someone asked me if I ate it, I'd say no.
No.
Dude, I had a friend in 5th grade. My mom hated when he would come over.
Yeah, we all had that friend.
Because he would constantly pick his nose and then wipe his boogers on our furniture.
Yeah.
And for some reason, she didn't like that.
Everybody's got a bug. Come on.
His name was Stefan, and we all just called him Stefan. But my mom would be like, I don't think it's a good idea Stefan comes over anymore. And I'm like, Mom, he's from Germany.
That's what the Germans do.
Yeah, let's give him some leeway. It didn't.
Would you rather him be killing Jews, Mom? No, I'd let him pick his nose. It's
I didn't
fine.
know about that at the time. I don't think in 5th grade. I don't know when I learned about that atrocity, but I don't know. It might have been around then.
Yeah.
On second thought, I don't know. Yeah. Flintstones.
Flintstones. This game is not good. It's it's the shitty middle ground where it's not terrible.
I mean, it was
It's
made by
not-
Ocean.
Yeah.
That says a lot.
I think it's a click below okay. I think this is like a D+ game.
There's a segment, like once you get past like the platforming for a minute, you fight the Geico caveman. You fight like a Neanderthal who like has this club that's like essentially like a triceratops horn, I guess, but it like opens up and shoots purple goo out of it,
Oh, yeah.
which is
It's a dinosaur penis.
quite arousing.
Yeah.
Interesting choice that was made. I don't remember that from the movie.
He's flipping some like breathing in, looking at that goo blasting horn.
You throw rocks at him and it's fine. You just kind of beat him. And then the game takes a weird turn where it's like, okay, Pebbles and Bam Bam are bouncing and you gotta like drive underneath them and use your car as a trampoline. So if they hit the ground, you lose. And it's like, what? So it goes into this like bouncing babies.
That's how cavemen took care of their kids. I get it.
Look, and here's the weirdest part about it is it all happens because Cliff grabs them and runs off. And then I guess throws them in the air. I don't know how that worked, but the weirdest part of it is like the kids are just enjoying it, which I guess really isn't that weird. It's just fun for them. But like they'll
They
like
trust their parents. They don't think they're gonna.
but they'll like run on the rooftops and it's like they'll jump off the roof and it's like just stay up there. Stay up there, we'll get you. It's way less dangerous than me trying to catch you with my car, which then bounces you back up in the air. So all of this might sound annoying. I mentioned this on the show, a DOS game called Bouncing Babies a lot as a kid. I fucking loved it. I didn't have many computer games, so it's like this was like, oh, Dad brought this home from work on a floppy. Guess I'm gonna play this for a year. And Bouncing Babies. And so I like that.
Next episode.
I will straight up do an episode. I mean, it'll have even less content than this one, game content.
We could do a little DOS episode with like 3 or 4.
If we were to do that, there's someone that I definitely want to get on the show.
Jay Turtles.
For that. Yeah, honestly. But see, that would be okay. All right, if we're gonna do it, we need to break it into eras. I would love to get John Turley on for like the later era. Paul Pig, like
okay.
deep into some DOS games. Like he and I have kind of like on Discord talked about like the fucking DOS games that we played that fucking no one ever did.
I want to call him DOS Pig.
DOS Pig?
DOS Pig.
DOS. So yeah, he was actually like way more into it even than I was. But anyway, yeah. Bouncing Babies. What sucks about it in this in the Flintstones is the camera follows the baby, which means that when the baby bounces up, the camera follows the baby, and
So
you can't see where you are.
Oh, fuck.
You're always in the center of the screen, so it's like, okay, I know that I'm in the center of the screen, but it's like, it's so jarring because the camera is constantly panning up and down and up and down, and then Bam Bam and Pebbles, or you have to like juggle them, and it's like, and it's like bouncing up. The camera's just up and down, up and down. It's not fun. I don't know. Hopefully I didn't convey it as being a fun thing. It's super not.
It's too bad I didn't make it to the embezzle level.
Yeah.
The embezzle?
Yeah. The ambassador, yeah. It actually, honestly, if it was like some kind of like roller coaster tycoon like thing, it'd be pretty good.
Where you make the automated stone houses.
Right.
I remember, so we went to Gatlinburg for my brother's wedding. We went to the car museum that was in downtown Gatlinburg, and they had the Flintstones car from the movie.
From the movie?
From the movie.
Did you take a photograph of like you in it?
I
Would
think
they
I
let
have
you in
one
there?
somewhere.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
you weren't supposed to touch it. You could pose next to it. Like we have one of the DeLoreans was there, so I had pictures like Melissa by the DeLorean, and they had several other cool cars there. A lot of stuff from like Fast and the Furious. They had the Eleanor, that Mustang from Gone in 60 Seconds.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen that.
Oh, I loved Gone in 60 Seconds. I thought that was a great movie.
Like the original, or I haven't seen either.
I saw the
original
Nicolas
or
Cage
the
one.
remake. Okay, I haven't seen either.
I went and saw it in the theater for some reason. And because the little fact was like, I mean, that car was made out of fucking styrofoam.
Really?
And the original one was made up for them
Like
to
full scale styrofoam?
full
Like-
scale, like made out of like hardened styrofoam covered in plastic, and it was loud enough that they could actually, with their feet.
Oh, the
move
Flintstones
it.
car. I thought you were talking
Yeah.
about the Mustang.
Oh
from
no,
Gone in
no, 60 seconds.
Okay. Well, then, yeah, because
Flintstones car.
like there's a scene where Bam Bam picks the car up, right?
Yeah, so it's that super light plastic. But the actors fucking hated having to actually drive with their feet. So the opening movie, that's the only time you actually see them using their feet. Then if you see them driving out of the movie theater, it's in an automated car again.
I can imagine I get why they would hate doing
Yeah.
that. They do make it a point to show their feet a lot, honestly. Now that
I remember my dad being grossed out
Yeah,
and
there's a lot of-
laughing by picked up a nail and he holds up his foot and it's all ripped to shreds.
right,
and
there's a
stuff.
lot of John Goodman's soul in this movie.
I've always said that.
Yeah, he bears his soul in the Flintstones. I think I've seen more of Rick Moranis's film work than I have John Goodman's.
His film work, he does more TV than movies.
Because I've seen,
Where Moranis does more movies than TV. So
Yeah.
that makes sense.
yeah. John Goodman is really good in Fallen
I haven't seen that.
with Denzel Washington.
Oh.
The Demon movie. It's pretty good. It's really good. It's really good. I don't know if it holds up, but it was really good when I saw it in the
Well,
90s.
I don't think I would ever seriously utter the sentence, man, John Goodman sucked in that. Because it's
yeah.
not a factual statement.
I mean, he might. I don't know. I've never seen. I haven't seen all of his movies. Maybe he's bad in something, but nothing I've seen.
Yeah.
I mean, King Ralph was bad, but not because of him.
Not because of him.
And he's not in Arachnophobia.
Because of that butler who was the actual king the whole time.
Fucking spoilers, man. He's in Arachnophobia for like 3 minutes. And have you seen Arachnophobia?
Nope.
Okay. Do you know what it is?
The fear of spiders.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And essentially, it's like a horror movie, kind of like it is about spiders. And I remember being like super excited to see Arachnophobia as a kid because like the commercials had John Goodman all over it. And I liked John Goodman as a kid. And I still like John Goodman. But like as a kid, I like John Goodman. So it's like, I want to see this Arachnophobia movie. And then, of course, I was too young to see it in the theaters or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, and my mom was like, are you sure you want to see this? And I'm sure she's thinking, you're just going to scare the shit out of you. So I didn't see it in the theater, but when it came out on HBO, I remember my mom being like, okay, yeah, you can watch it. And John Goodman is in it for like 3 fucking minutes. There's like essentially a cameo. And I swear to you, they built like those, I don't know, but it seemed like it as a kid. Like I haven't gone back and watched them, but it seemed like they built those commercials around. They're like, this movie's got John Goodman in it. You know, from Roseanne,
Motherfucking
John
John
Goodman. And then it's like, I remember like being super bored with that movie, like as a kid. Because I was also obviously disappointed because I was like, John Goodman, where's John Goodman? They're showing this guy a lot. Where's Mom? Where's John Goodman?
Where's the good man?
Yeah. So a lot of that. I didn't think We're Back was a good movie. John Goodman's pretty okay in it. The dinosaur.
Yeah,
dinosaur
he does
story.
a great job.
Yeah.
You have any achievements for the Flintstones?
I have a few achievements that came in from Twitch chat. The first of which is ho ho ho. I hate this. Which is, of course, a reference to A sound effect that I've got going in the stream, which is from a Fruity Pebbles commercial where Barney dresses up as Santa Claus to steal Fred's Fruity Pebbles cereal. Weird that the cereal exists and named after his daughter. I don't know about
and you
that.
Eat them.
And you eat them, and yeah, it's kind of bizarre. But anyway, Barney always wants the Fruity Pebbles. In order to unlock ho, 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 I hate this. Try to accomplish anything in this terrible game. And that came in from Ted Dastic Jr. The next achievement I have is Yabba Dabba Do Not Bother. In order to unlock Yabba Dabba Do Not Bother, turn off the console and go watch the cartoon, which is much cooler. That came in from Dr. Drunk, a.k.a., who had a bunch of really good achievement submissions, one of which was throw this game in the ocean because it's made by Ocean.
Nice.
Next achievement I got is how did this make it past standards and practices? In order to unlock how did this make it past standards and practices, I had to explain something.
Always the best joke.
Yeah. This and the reason I included this, like I don't have good jokes. I don't do good jokes. There is a password system in this game, which is neat, I guess, because it doesn't have a battery, whatever. But you have to like, instead of it being numbers that you input, it's words. So it's words where it's like the password essentially to get a level skip, I think, is Barney grabs blue trees. So it's 4 words. The first word is like always a character, and then the second word's a verb, and then you have an adjective and you have a noun. Fun. It actually it's fun. So it's like you're Fred, and you're in order to get the word, Fred's on top of the cylinder and he runs, and as he runs, the cylinder turns and displays the word. So all right. So with that in mind, you got name of character, subject, verb, adjective, noun. In order to unlock how did this make it past standards and practices, enter a password. Bam Bam eats hairy clams, which is actually a password that you can enter. And it is a thing that I do honestly believe someone at Ocean was like, I'm young and I know what this is.
Kids will never get it.
And not the kids, but like Nintendo of America will never be like, oh, he eats clams. I love clams. Hairy clams, that's weird.
Jesus isn't born yet to make it illegal.
But yes, literally in the game, you can make Fred Flintstone say, Bam Bam eats hairy clams. And I do. That honestly, truly is the best thing about this video game. I have one more achievement, and that is, I'm sorry, I didn't know. I don't know if I said that one. That how did it make it past practice and standards and practices? That came from Kana. Thank you, Kana. The last achievement I have is get that man a Winston. In order to unlock Get That Man a Winston, beat level 1 and reach for a delicious Winston brand cigarette. Celebrate your victory like Fred after some yabba dabba do time with Wilma. And that came in from Escaped Soul.
Nice.
Really, really good achievements to choose from this week. Really
better
good
than this
ones.
game.
Yeah. The achievements are definitely better than this game.
I've got one.
What do you got?
It's called...
Oh, you're just making James Gandolfini noises over there. You okay?
And you unlock...
Breathe louder. I got to make sure truncate silence. Let's get this out. Yeah, perfect. Louder. I need you to actually hyperventilate. Be like the drama marathon runner we were talking about earlier.
You unlock that for 5 straight Earthbound style minutes, watching Fred have his existential dread in his little cabin on top of the dinosaur.
His little cabin on top of the dinosaur. Yeah. All right. I love it. You know, in the movie, Fred says that he's pretty sure that his dinosaur is pregnant. And that still sticks with me because I don't think Fred understands how dinosaurs work. I don't think the dinosaurs get pregnant.
They're all girls who change their DNA. We know that.
That was proven in another Steven Spielberg movie. Tyler.
Yes, Dave.
How much do you think this game is? If you were to buy the Flintstones loose, on average, what do you think you'd pay for it? Which, of course, we already know because we bought it to play it for this episode.
$10.
Tyler, actual retail value of the Flintstones loose, on average, according to PriceCharting.com, at the time of this recording, is $12. That was very, very close.
All right, pretty close.
Yeah, good job. Well done. Would you like to know what Flopsy has to say about the Flintstones?
I'd love to.
I do like asking what you think the score will be in the Ultimate Nintendo Guide to the SNES
I think
Library.
those schmucks will give it 3 stars.
3 stars?
I don't agree with it, but I think they'll give it 3 stars.
1 star.
Wow.
Brutal.
Wow.
Brutal for Flopsy.
I don't even think it should be 1 star.
I don't either. 1 star. Let's see. The reviewer was J.E.
You can't even embezzle.
They took the one interesting thing from the movie and just threw it out the fucking window. I think, okay, how about this? It won't work now, obviously, because WarioWare exists. But what about just a Flintstones mini game? Like a series of mini games where it's like, isn't that the best way to service the fucking like this cartoon? Because it's like all like it's all like sight gags and like, you know what I mean? Like what was the Pokemon N64 game with the sushi, like pulling the sushi off of the conveyor belts and stuff? Pokemon Stadium, wasn't it?
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
How it had that mini game section.
Yeah.
That's what they should have done.
That's something you can do. Yeah, you're right.
It's too late now because, like I said, WarioWare exists. But but that's like the kind of like zany wheelhouse that I feel like the Flintstones belongs in.
Mm-hmm. Carve ribs, chisel the stone.
Yeah, kill the alien who came from the future after murdering all of his people.
Kill the god being.
Yeah, no, that's a Final Fantasy game, I think. Yeah, they gave it 1 star in the Ultimate Nintendo Guide to the SNES Library 1991 through 1998 by Pat Contry, courtesy of Monster Mold Mike, saying that considering the Treasure of Sierra Madrock was only a year removed from this title, it makes far better use of the license. Kind of like what you were hitting on earlier, too. This game sucks you in with some great visuals in terms of the sprite work, which is true. And it has sound clips taken from the movie for authenticity. All right, I'll take your word for it. The music definitely was like 1994 hip hop music. Like, unfortunately, it wasn't the B-52s, which is a weird moment in the movie.
I forgot about that. You're right.
That was one of the moments where Henry was like, "What the?" And I was like, "I mean, this is even weird to you. You don't even know." But then again, he knows Rock Lobster, so maybe he did make a connection.
Do you know about the Love Shack?
He knows about the love. He doesn't know what it's about.
You want to go to the Tavern on the Green? God, I remember this movie too well. I really loved it.
Yeah. Well, you know, I get it. I understand why you did. I think if I was your age, had I been your age when it came out, I probably would have loved it just as much.
Because I also, in this game, I forgot about this until you were just talking about that. The beginning intro where they use the sound clip of John Goodman saying "Yabba Dabba Doo," but it's almost like a slow motion movement of the sprite to jump up in the air and put his hand overhead and say "Yabba Dabba Doo." I feel like it's terrible sprite work because it looks like he is mimicking hanging himself. Because you see he reaches
noose
behind him, pulls up a noose, his feet come up off the air.
Like point downwards.
Yeah, it looks like he's miming hanging himself.
Yabba dabba, this is the only escape.
Yabba dabba doom.
Yabba dabba, do not commit suicide if you're listening to this. This is all just jokes. Don't do that.
Yep.
Yeah. You know what also you say that reminds me of is that Fred Flintstone in this game, John Goodman, Gandolfini, Flintstone, he looks weird. He looks really, really weird.
Yep.
Because like his head is too big for his body.
Yeah, we really want you to know this is John Goodman, so we're making his head like
really
NBA
big. Like,
Jam, big head mode.
Yeah, exactly. So which makes it really weird because it's still like only kind of looks like John Goodman, Like, I don't know.
Like you could sort of tell.
I guess, but it almost is like
It's a minimalist caricature of John Goodman.
it's John Goodman in his cubist form.
It's John O'Kayman.
John, not bad, man. Like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it was a licensing thing, even where it's like, well, he can't look too much like John Goodman.
Yeah. Then we'll have to pay extra.
Right,
for
we
his
got the rights
likeness.
to the movie, but not to the likeness of John Goodman.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how that works. But it does have that vibe.
Yeah.
It also looks like they put a head on a pre-existing sprite, kind of.
Yep.
And I know, like, his blue necktie makes it, like, that accentuates that because you got this, like, clear divider between orange, whatever the fuck sack he's wearing. What,
Yeah.
pelt?
Pelt or orange sack.
Can I tell you that another reason this might have like turned me off when I was like 13 or whatever when this came out is the sheer amount of armpit hair in this movie is staggering.
Oh yeah. No, you're right.
It's really like a testament to why we have a rule that you need to like wear a shirt. Like, get rid of look.
You don't search for pit hair with your cam girls?
I don't search by that category. No, I don't.
But I found it.
But you do find it from time to time. You do find it. And it's always one of those where it's like, okay, all right, okay. Oh, no, I'm out. I'm sorry. I can't do it. I can't hang with it,
I don't like
man.
the hair either.
I can't hang with
I'm
it.
with you.
And it's like, look, if a woman wants to,
I
like,
made Josh shave his when we lived together. I hated it.
Josh
I hate
shaved
pit
his
hair.
shaved his
Oh,
armpits?
Josh shaved his armpit hair for a long time.
Why?
And then
have we
once-
talked about this?
Yeah, once
We
he
have?
who shall not be named started doing it too, Josh stopped doing it.
Why did
He just didn't like his pit hair, so he shaved it.
He didn't like it.
He just
Like
didn't like the
it was
feeling of having it.
uncomfortable, or like
Yeah, I think he just
he
didn't.
couldn't style it.
He had more under his arm than on his head. He's like, "Fuck that! It's all bald."
This is
It's all
this is
bald.
fucked up.
Just want to feel clean.
I'll show God.
I'll show God real good. Just want to be clean.
And look, if you're a woman,
Nicole, would you like to go have some White Castle?
if you're a woman, and you don't want to shave your underarms.
You know it, Josh.
Well, that was fucking spot on.
That's spot on,
Oh,
Nicole.
wow.
Oh, you know I was the White Castle, Josh Nance. I'm your wife, Nicole Nance.
Yeah, it's just it just doesn't work for me. Yeah, I guess you could say.
Yeah, no, I get it 100%. 100%.
What the fuck were we talking about?
It's the sprite work, the 1-star review.
Yep. Tyler,
Yes.
if you were to give this game an answer on whether or not you think it belongs on TADPOG's top 100, what would you put it on there?
No.
What would you do with it?
No.
Is it bottom 100 material?
No.
Yeah.
No.
It's like it's in like the swamp of mediocrity.
Yeah, the lower end.
Yeah.
The lower end.
Okay.
Like the bottom 250.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Near the top of the
The
bottom.
higher part of the bottom
250
250.
Yeah, I'm with you. I
The
feel
low
that.
500s.
I'm with you. I feel that. Yeah. I feel that. Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
if you were to give this game a beard that sums up how you feel about it, what kind of beard would it be? And is it the beard that you would find under Rick Moranis' arm? Which was, man, I got to tell you, dude, I love Rick Moranis, but I do not want to see his pit hair.
I would have to give it the beard of that clam that Bam Bam likes to eat.
All right. That's fucking wrong point right there. I like that. Tyler, if you give this game a pair of glasses that sums up how you feel about it, what kind of glasses would you give
It
it?
would be the glasses worn by Rick Moranis in the hit 1997 classic Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves.
Was that a good one? I didn't see that one.
I did not. I'm assuming it wasn't.
Yeah, probably not. Okay. All right. We did it.
Yeah. You got some quizzes?
I do. I have some quizzes. You want to do some quizzes?
Do some quizzes, man.
I have one quiz that came in from me called Which Flintstones character best matches your personality? I know we're going long. Are you okay to do this?
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
I'm going to send this to you so that we can answer independently like we did last time. I feel like that worked out pretty well.
I totally agree with you.
I haven't taken this quiz yet, but I did skim through it to make sure that there were no, well, which Flintstones character do you think you are kind of situations.
Yeah. What's your ideal job? Working in a quarry, running a household, eating garbage under a sink.
Running a household next to us, neighbor?
Running the first ever concrete business in the world. Oh, Melissa, I gave her the Looney Tunes quiz.
Was she Tweety Bird?
She was the Tasmanian
The
Devil.
Tasmanian Devil!
Which also, when I told her that, she laughed because it led to a story. Because so the whole thing...
Are you allowed to tell it?
Yeah. The whole thing where Choco Chico was telling you, like, look how fast I am.
Right.
And she would run.
Oh, man. Did she spin? Did Melissa spin?
Well, she gets that speed from Melissa. Because Melissa was... She was telling me, she was like, they called me Taz because I was really fast. And of course, I burst out laughing at her. Like, what are you talking about?
Who called her Taz?
All her friends at school.
What? Did you know this?
She won all, like, in elementary school, all the little, like, where we had the field days and shit.
Yeah.
She won all the races. She's like, I was fast, and everyone called me Taz.
So why did they call her
Why
Taz?
Did you turn in circles? No, I was just fast. Like I was really fast.
No, they didn't know the names of any other Looney Tunes characters that were fast, so they called me Taz.
Taz.
Not Speedy, not Roadrunner, Taz. Who's fast? Taz?
Well, I mumbled and spit really badly, so I guess you put all of it together.
Man, I fucking love that.
Because I told her, I was like, did you name yourself that? No. They named me that. I wouldn't name myself that. She got mad at me. She was like, don't start saying that shit. That'll stick. I did not name myself that.
Well, you just said it.
I was like, who gives us a nickname? I was like, I tried.
It was Bug.
I tried. It was book. I tried to, have myself called Sabretooth and Spree, and neither one dunk.
Oh my God.
I won all my track meets. I signed up for all of them and came in last place in all of them. I remember in 6th grade, I signed up. I was like, I'm pretty fast. Signed up for everything.
Yeah.
Came in last place. They had to wait for me to finish in every one of them. And I did them like all back to back to back, so it just kept getting worse.
Yeah. That sucks. Yeah. I ran track in high school my freshman year, and it's like I ran that. God, this is bad. I don't know if I did it in sophomore year or not either, but I remember being like, honestly, the worst person on the team. Yeah. So like, I get that. I know that. Yeah. But it was also nice because it was like, now I know I don't belong here. I belong in the marching band, So
Yeah,
like, all
there
right.
you go.
All right. I sent you the quiz. Hast thou receivest thy quiz? Thine quiz, sorry.
Got it.
All right.
Got it.
This is from metv.com.
Not a BuzzFeed quiz. A rarity.
Right. Which Flintstones character best matches your personality? All right. Question number 1. When you get hungry, remember what I said? This doesn't have like super leading answer. And then you gave an example of a question, which is very much this question. This quiz is awful. I'm sorry.
Well, we'll just be honest.
Okay, number 1. When you get hungry, you cook dinner yourself. Cook yourself dinner. Try to make dinner, but end up destroying the kitchen. Ask someone to make you dinner. Demand that someone makes you dinner. Or complain until someone feeds you.
I would cook myself dinner.
I will complain until somebody feeds me. Next question. What do you do in your free time? Go bowling, go shopping, spend time with a friend, take a nap, play with your pet, or play an instrument. Take a nap together, right?
I wish I could nap. Not in my vocabulary. So I spend time with Melissa, so I spend time with a friend.
All right, I'm going to take a nap. All right, question 3. There's a celebrity in town. What do you do? Rush out to meet them in person? Try to get a glimpse of them from far away? Pretend not to care? Become friends with them without knowing who they are? Try to grab them?
I guess I would probably pretend not to care.
I will also say, yes, pretend not to care. The option, there's no option to actually not care, so pretend not to care it is. Next question. You have an unwanted house guest. How do you handle it? Avoid them as much as possible. Bottle up your feelings until you explode. I'll go ahead and mark that for me right now. Play a prank on them. Drive them crazy so they leave. Treat them like anyone else, or argue with them any chance you get.
Treat them like anyone else.
Even if they're unwanted.
Even if they're unwanted.
Okay. Next question. You're going on vacation. What do you pack? Almost your entire closet. Your favorite toy. Clothes from wherever you're going so you can fit in. Your favorite outfits, or just the basics?
Well, I do always, when Melissa and I go out, I do always grab the sex toys I want to use while we're on vacation. So I'll take the opportunity to hit your favorite toy.
Okay. I was going to say, define go out. Like, I'm going to McDonald's. Toss a dildo in a
Grab a
car
dildo.
like it's a grenade.
Come on, boy. Get the sticky kind you put on the back window. Just see if anybody notices when you go through the drive-thru.
Good old suction cup. Yeah. Next question. You think someone is lying to you. What do you do? Confront them immediately. Investigate to see if they really are lying. Try to catch them in another lie. Set up an elaborate scheme only to find out they were telling the truth. Don't do anything and hope they're not lying. You trust everyone and only see the best in people.
Set up an elaborate scheme only to find out they were telling the truth.
I'm going to investigate to see if they are really lying. Next question. You accidentally break something. You pretend nothing happened. Okay, right off the gate, I got to say, they got to give some context to this. Where are you? Is this work? Is this home? What do you break? Is it expensive? These are all factors. But anyway, pretend nothing happened. Try to fix it, but make it worse. Blame it on the pet. That's going to be hard to do at work, I guess. Admit what you did. Break something else on purpose.
Admit what I did. I learned that living in the house that I live in now when I was little, and decided to play swords with all of Mom's new curtain rods.
Right.
And bent the fucking shit out of all of them. I felt bad and just immediately well, I'm just going to roll the dice on this one and just tell her. And it was fine.
This is, honestly, context does mean a lot, because it's like, if I'm at work and I break something that is not very expensive, I am going to pretend nothing happened.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm at work and I break something expensive, I'm going to tell somebody.
Yeah.
If I'm at home, I'm just going to, it doesn't matter. I'm an adult. I'm just going to be like, hey, I broke this thing. I'm sorry. We're going to have to buy another one.
Yeah.
So I'm going to admit what I did, I guess.
Okay.
Next question. You enter a contest. Why? Just for fun, for the prize money, because someone asked you to do it with them, to be famous. You don't really know, but still end up winning because it's your true calling.
Probably because someone asked me to do it with them.
That's what I'm going to go with as well, because someone asked you to do it with them. It's between that or the prize money, but it'd be different. I'll go prize money. Okay, next question. Most of your plans always work out because you're lucky, never work out, sometimes work out, but not in the way you thought, usually work out because you're good at planning, you never make plans.
Sometimes work out, but not the way you thought.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to. I feel like that's probably the everybody answer.
Yeah.
Next question. Your friend is in trouble. What do you do? Fix the whole situation? Try to help them, but end up making it worse? Be there to support them? Hope it works itself out? You're the one who got them in trouble.
Fix the whole situation.
This is also very contextual.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I got to be honest.
I murdered this dude. Well, I'm going to fix that whole situation.
Because, I mean, I don't typically offer support, but I do give support when it's asked
Yeah.
of me. So a lot of times, if it's something minor, I'm going to hope it works itself out. If it's something serious, of course I'm going to be there to support a friend. But I'm not going to fix the whole situation. I'm not going to make it worse because that's one of the reasons I don't want to get involved a lot of times. And I'm not the one who got them in trouble. I'm going to be there to support them, I think. Okay. I got Barney Rubble.
I got Wilma Flintstone.
Yeah, Wilma Flintstone.
I did.
I like Wilma. I don't understand how you got Wilma.
But if I change my answer to be there to support them, which was my second answer to the last question, I become Betty.
Okay, I'm gonna switch. Hope it works itself out. I got Barney.
But all my other answers tell me I'm Wilma. Every other answer besides be there to support them. So I guess Wilma.
What's the description below mine? It says, "You are Barney. You appreciate the simple things in life." Very simple sentence that I appreciate.
You know what you want and how to get it.
All right. Do you agree or disagree with these?
I guess that's okay. I don't really know who I would be anyway. I would have no approximation. So it may as well be Wilma.
Well, at least we weren't Bam Bam.
I've got red hair, so I guess it works.
That is true. And I've got big Rick Moranis energy, so it checks out. I have another quiz.
All right, let's do it.
That came in from one Ross Rachel Green from across the pond, entitled "Fuck DIY." Ross begins, "My worst nightmare occurred and I missed a week." I think he's referencing the fact that we didn't have a quiz
that
from
he
him.
missed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. I wasn't saying that for you. Just maybe someone who this might be their first episode, and they're like,
yeah.
"I like this podcast about religion and the Highlander and Bull
Philosophy
from Night Court, and also a little bit of the Flintstones." I learned a lot about these guys' personalities, kinda.
They're Wilma and Barney. I guess that's okay.
Ross,
They're the couple having the affair.
Ross continues. Did they ever have an affair?
I like to think so.
Yeah. Huh. Next question. It's not a question. It's Ross beginning. I love to say I had a reason, but I just forgot. Turns out Thursdays aren't as good for me as they are for you. Shame.
Shame.
Anyway, my TV has arrived. I thought I would just hang it on the wall and it would be good. It wasn't. I took my old TV down, took the bracket off the back, went to put the bracket on the new TV, and the bolts weren't long enough. So I popped to the shop, pick up some 6x40 millimeter bolts, and come back home.
Oh, what?
6x40 millimeter bolts.
You mean 3/4 quarter inch?
I don't know what that would be,
The
actually.
fuck are you talking about?
4 centimeters, right? 4 centimeter
Yeah.
bolts. 0.4 meter bolts. I don't know. Ross continues. I finally get the TV.
Tenth of a foot.
A king's thumbnail. I finally get the TV on the wall, and because it's bigger than the old one, bragger, the stuff on the cabinet under the TV covered the screen. With nowhere to move the stuff, I had to move the bracket on the wall up about 8 inches. Plug it all back in, and the 2 rear speakers and the surround are wired up wrong. What an absolute shit. Still, after 4 hours, it's now all set up and lovely. Anyway, NTSC SNES games. First question. This is both a sequel to and a remake of the previous game, which is also a prequel to a wildly successful beat-em-up. I don't understand that question.
Nope.
It's a sequel and a remake of the previous game. So, okay, it's a sequel and a remake of the game that preceded it.
Mm-hmm.
Which is also a prequel to a wildly successful beat-em-up. Okay, so the original game is a prequel to his wildly successful beat-em-up. Is this Street Fighter Alpha? Yeah, it has to be. Street Fighter Alpha 2.
Sure.
Has to be, right?
Yeah. Why not?
Street Fighter Alpha 2, locking it in. It is Street Fighter Alpha 2.
Nice.
Next question. Street Fighter Alpha 2, I just read an article about like the technological marvel that it was ported to the SNES and like that shouldn't have worked, essentially.
Yeah.
Next question.
It was good.
Was
We
a good
enjoyed
game.
it.
It was a good game. It's better on the PlayStation, believe it or not. But yeah,
I remember putting the shit out of Street Fighter EX plus Alpha on the PlayStation.
Yeah.
The 3D one.
I don't know that I played that one.
It was okay.
It was okay.
It was okay.
Next question. This game is a compilation of Defender, Defender 2, Joust, Robotron 2084, and Sinistar. Is this Bill Lambier's Combat Basketball?
Sure.
It's that or maybe Smash TV.
Smash TV probably the more popular answer.
Probably. But I don't see, it's weird because I played Defender, Joust, Robotron 2084, and Sinistar. And I got to be honest, it's a game, it's a compilation. Oh, dude, this has got to be like Taito Museum or something.
Yeah.
I didn't realize, I thought he was saying that this game took elements from all those different games. Who the fuck did? It's Midway. It's like got to be like Midway Classics. Yeah. Volume 1. I don't know.
Sure.
Logging it in. Midway Classics.
Volume.
Fucking Williams Arcade's greatest hits. That's really fucking good for us. Because Midway Williams, like they've got a relationship together and one bought the other, I think. Didn't Midway buy Williams or
Yes, they did, so we're right.
We're right.
Yeah.
All right. That's my point.
Got it.
I'm glad you got me there.
Got it in 4.
The next question. This racing game was described by yours surely as, quote, Mario Kart with none of the charm, unquote.
Power
Rangers Zeo, Battle Racers or whatever the fuck it was. Locking it in. Power Rangers Zeo, Battle Racers. Next question. This was the final Mario game published for the SNES.
Legend of the Seven Stars.
Okay. Good answer. Locking it in. Mario RPG, Legend of the Seven Stars. Yep. It is Super Mario RPG, Legend of the Seven Stars. Yeah. Well done. I was about to take us down a dark path of like Mario is missing stuff. Well done. Next question. In this movie tie-in, the player is able to choose between two characters, Morgan Adams or William Shaw. Dracula?
Sure.
That's William Shaw, right? Didn't we?
No
wasn't
idea.
that in a quiz like a couple weeks back?
No memory of this.
Morgan Adams or William Shaw. I'm going to lock in Dracula if you go with it.
Yeah.
All right, Dracula. It is Cutthroat Island. Oops, sorry, but I got to be honest. Never in a million fucking years would I have said
that's
Cutthroat
not
Island.
bad.
Really?
Yep. Here, that's a hidden gem.
All right, cool. Well, we have something to look forward to.
Something.
Next question. This turn-based strategy takes place in 2410. Dune? That was Genesis.
You're right, it was.
You're taking your headset off. You need to go? Is everything cool?
My ear itches.
Oh, okay. 2410. Real-time strategy. I'm sorry, not real-time. Turn-based strategy.
Turn-based strategy in the future.
2410.
What is a futuristic turn-based strategy?
I can't name you a turn-based strategy game on the Super Nintendo, so I'm not going to be helpful here.
StarCraft.
Locking it in. It is StarCraft. Just kidding.
It's Super StarCraft.
It's War 2410.
All right.
It never changes. Next question. This sports game features the likeness and motion capture of Big Hurt.
Oh, it's baseball. It's like Big Hurt's baseball.
Big Hurt's baseball?
Yeah, something like that.
Logging it in. Frank Thomas, Big Hurt Baseball.
Yeah.
Good enough for me.
Good enough.
Next question. This RPG stars a boy and his dog. Secret of Evermore.
Nice.
Locking
You're
it in.
Very correct.
It is Secret of Evermore. Next question. This game is a weapons-based fighter with various gory moves in a deep counter-attack system.
Bushido Blade. But for Super Nintendo.
That's a play. Yeah. It's gory.
Oh, Samurai Showdown.
Okay. All right. Was that gory, though? There was,
That's a good
there
point.
was no, that's a legitimate question. On the Super Nintendo, like, did they have blood and stuff? Because I don't honestly remember.
I just know that's a weapon-based
And it is
fighter.
and counterattack system. That makes sense. It's not Mortal Kombat. My mind goes to Mortal Kombat because of gory, but there's like what?
It's not weapons. Yeah.
Right. The only other thing I can think of with a counterattack system is like Killer Instinct, but that's not gory.
Yeah, and it's not weapons-based.
Samurai
Not
Showdown. I think that's a really good
That's
answer.
what it sounds like to me.
All right, locking it in. It is Weapon Lord. Damn it. Well,
Counterattack Weapon Lord. Gory counterattack Weapon Lord the game.
we have that to look forward to. Bone Storm.
That
Next,
sounds like a strong bad. Bone Storm.
no, it's The Simpsons. So pretty close. Next question. This game follows Annie and her bounty hunter Clint seeking revenge for the death of her family. True Grit, the Super Nintendo game.
Yeah, I was about to say, you're right. It's True Grit. Is True Lies the modern retelling of True Grit?
You decide. Honestly, I've never seen True Lies. Is it good?
I haven't seen it either.
So probably not. If neither of us have seen it.
Yeah.
Probably.
We only see the best.
Yeah.
Like the Flintstones.
Like the Flintstones movie. Did you ever see the sequel to the Flintstones movie? Like what? Viva?
The prequel.
Oh, it's a prequel?
There's one where they're but young.
Is that the Viva Rock Vegas or whatever?
It might be because I know, but it didn't. Whenever I saw, it doesn't have John Goodman, I'm okay. I don't have to see that.
Which I guess is why they would make it a prequel because they're like, well, we can't
John,
get that
do you
cast.
want to? No, we can give you $10. No, okay, all right.
$10.
We'll find something else then.
Sign me up. Ooh. Annie, bounty hunter, Clint, seeking revenge for the death of her family. I have no idea.
I don't have any idea either.
Little Orphan Annie, the Super Nintendo death game.
Little Orphan Annie, get your gun.
Locking it in. It is Wild Guns.
Okay.
Wild Guns, which I haven't played. I've heard it's
That's
pretty.
that's an
I've heard it's
expensive one, I
good.
think.
Yeah. Fuck, Marry, Kill. Tifa. Ares. I feel like that was an autocorrect going fucking
Ares,
wild.
okay, all right. God of War, all right. I'm with you.
Tifa, Ares.
He's my least favorite in Hades, but okay, go ahead.
Also, my least favorite in Wonder Woman. or Yuffie, who is 18 for the purposes of this question.
Oh, kill then.
That's a joke that took me a little too long to get.
I liked Yuffie in combat. I didn't like her character, so I'm gonna marry Tifa, fuck Eris, and kill Yuffie.
Okay. When Final Fantasy VII came out, I was a sophomore in high school. Okay? Let's keep that in mind. And I loved Yuffie, however you pronounce it.
I said Yuffie, too.
I honestly
Yeah.
don't know. And I haven't watched any of the trailers, I guess, for the new thing that she's in. I don't know.
That does look fucking badass.
It does?
Oh, yeah, it really does.
Like more so than...
Like I saw that, and I was like, Dave's gonna fucking love that. It does look really fucking good.
Or I got to watch the trailer then. If you thought of me...
I watched the breakdown on how to play and how she played, like her own little side mission and shit. Like it looked fucking good. Yeah, sounded good.
I'm going to marry her because...
You did all the shit to go on a date with her, all the exhausting shit. Yeah,
and I hate to say it because, and I'm super glad that I just want to reiterate that when I played this game, that I was essentially the same age as her.
Yep, lines up.
I just want to say that. Of course, I'm going to fuck Tifa because, oh my God,
Yep.
it's Tifa.
Yep.
And I'll kill Ares because he's the worst god.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't like his boons.
And also, I got to be honest, like, if you have not played Final Fantasy VII and intend to and do not want anything spoiled in this super fucking old game, skip ahead 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I didn't really care when Aerith died.
She was a main party member for me, so I was more frustrated. Like all the shit that I just done. Yeah. That was what frustrated me because she was my healer.
That does make sense, and it did suck.
I went through, I got Pearl Wind and all the shit. She had a level 4 limit break, and then she fucking died. So I hated the work I
That
lost.
sucks.
Yep.
But I always wanted Cloud to get with Tifa.
Yep.
I did. I mean, and I know it's all fucked up because the story's all fucked up.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I mean, I always wanted Cloud to get with Tifa.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'd rather him get with Jessie, but she was dead.
Well, I don't want to get into any of that. Next question. Renoa, Quistis, or Selfie? Who is 18 for the purposes of this question?
I haven't played 8. All my knowledge comes solely from the Brady Guides game I read on the toilet. So I'm going to marry Quistis, kill Renoa, and fuck Selfie.
All right. Selfie is the first Final Fantasy character that I hated. And I like Final Fantasy VIII, but from the moment I saw Selfie, I was like, don't like her.
Yep.
No, don't like her. She is like this, I don't know, knobby-kneed, annoying fucking character. I can't stand her. So I'm going to kill her. Meanwhile, I fucking loved Renoa. Like, I mean, I named a computer after Renoa. So I'm going to marry Renoa.
All right.
And then Quistis, sexy BDSM teacher. You know that we're going to fuck her.
Yeah.
I'm going with fuck the BDSM teacher.
All right.
Blue Mage. I have a lot of fun.
Yeah, you love the Blue Mages.
Love the Blue Mages. Not enough to marry them.
But you'll fuck a Blue Mage.
But I'll fuck a Blue Mage.
Fuck a Blue Mage is a treat.
Next question. Garnet/Dagger, Freya, Beatrix.
Who?
Garnet/Dagger, Freya,
Don't know.
Beatrix.
Don't know.
From Final Fantasy IX.
Never played a single second. Never read anything. Never done anything with Final Fantasy IX whatsoever.
Do you have a desire to? I guess the
I
answer
do.
is no.
I would love to. That was just flew by me. I would love to go back. Because it's on the Switch, right?
I don't know. I have it on PlayStation. So
I feel like I saw like there was a collection that would have it on the Switch. I was like,
probably
that I would play.
They've ported like Square Enix. They know that people will rebuy Final Fantasy games till the end of time. So probably exists.
If it was a good port on the Switch, that's when I would absolutely play it.
So the big complaint about Final Fantasy IX is essentially the load times for battles and stuff like that. I loved 9. I think 9 is really, really, really good. It's not nearly as serious looking or really tonally as serious.
Because it was like the callback sort of to earlier days.
It was, for sure. And I liked that because while I never played Final Fantasy 1, when Final Fantasy 9 came out, I had never played Final Fantasy 1. But I had played 4 and 6 and really liked those. So 9 felt more like 4 to me than it did, say, 7 or 8. It really was. It did really feel like a hey, we're gonna make a Final Fantasy game again, before Cloud and stuff, and I really liked it.
We're not gonna make a future soap opera,
right?
Yeah.
And it was honestly, I mean, and it's like you're right. I'm glad you mentioned that because the genre is fantasy.
Yep.
Then it's fantasy. Like it's not. There's no like cyberpunk elements, no steampunk elements, as far as I can remember. Someone's probably going to correct me because it's been since this game came out that I played it. But from my memory, it's all very straightforward knights, and it's fantasy. I loved it.
Sounds good.
I would love to play it again. With that all in mind, I'm going to kill Freya. I'm probably going to fuck Beatrix and marry Garnet.
Sounds good.
Right.
I agree.
Oh, yay.
Yeah.
That's good. All right. We agreed. Thank you, Ross. Great quiz. Fantastic. Fuck, marry, kill. I really enjoyed that.
Well, why don't we find out what we're going to play next week? How about that?
Oh, you want to do that?
Some of them apples.
Oh, hey, you want to take some calls?
Sure.
Are you okay on time?
Yeah.
You're sure?
Yeah, I can go like a few more minutes.
Okay. It's just that I don't want to bring calls back and then not do them.
You're totally right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I get you. I really get you.
And I guess I kind of pulled an oopsie having that Flintstones quiz.
No, it was good. It's good. It's all good. We'll do it all. We'll do it all. Fuck it. We'll do it live.
Cut me off. I didn't get a message saying that I was cut off, so I wasn't paying attention.
This is Terrified Michelle,
Uh-huh.
and I have no idea what she's talking about, but probably because our very expensive call service didn't select the previous call that she's referencing, is my guess.
So this is not a real continuation of the last call. If it cut off and you're like, well, she doesn't.
Good, because we do not know what that call was about at all.
No. So then I just don't know. I have no idea where it cut off. But I do want to say that like there is two types of extroverts. One's an omnivert, one's an ambivert, if I'm not mistaken. Do not know which.
That omnivert eats all the other verts.
Do you know what she's talking about?
Well, I'm an ambivert. So
an Amber Alert?
I'm a living Amber Alert. I steal your children.
You remember that Final Fantasy game where you fight an Amber Alert at the end?
Because there's introverts, extroverts, and in the middle is the ambivert who can get, recharges from both.
Then what's an omnivert?
That I don't know.
Okay.
That's why I said it eats all the other verts.
Okay. And you're an ambivert.
Ambivert.
Right?
Yep. I'm an amber pervert.
Wait,
ambivert.
Is it amber like Amber, like the fucking stripper name?
AMBI.
Ambivert. I
Yep.
gotcha. Okay. Like ambidextrous.
Yep.
Gotcha.
And the other, Jamie's more of an introvert.
So apologies to anybody out there named Amber. I didn't mean to like
or vert.
Or yeah, you know what I mean, Vert? I didn't mean to imply that you're a stripper. I know many Ambers in my life.
And only a few are strippers.
Only a handful were strippers. Same with Crystals. I mean, let's be honest. And Nikki's. My wife's named Nikki. She's not a stripper. I'm having known some strippers named Nikki though. So there's a whole Prince song about it. So I'm married to a Nikki. I can say things about stripper names.
You can.
And she is extrovert, but she is a extrovert. But my friend is like Tyler. She's all like, could be fun.
I have a friend like Tyler too.
That's me.
In big groups of people. She doesn't really need to recharge. She can just go out at the last minute, no problem. And
that's literally the worst thing in the world. That is literally the worst thing in the world. And it's honestly like why I really, like one of the reasons I hated my last job is because I would get Friday notice, hey, there's a thing tomorrow that you need to come to. And it has nothing to do with your skill set. It's a social gathering, but you work for me, so I need you to be there so that I can show people that I have people who work for me. So be there.
Yep. It does sound really fucking shitty.
It was, especially for me, who was like, you know what? I'm going to find a way out of this place because this fucking sucks.
Ugh.
But she has to be alone when she's at home. She absolutely has to live alone. She's had a husband, so that did not work out. She's all like, if I ever get married again, I would like to live next door to my husband or like in a duplex. She just...
You want to have sex? Yeah. Open your window.
Well, duplex with a glory hole. It's gonna be great.
Knock twice for the mouth.
Gotta be alone. Whereas me, I like to be around my family, at home. I gotta live with people that I like. I've lived with a couple people that did not work out. And then when I go out, it's just like, I'm like Dave, where it's like, please don't give me last minute, you want to come to this? Because I'm like,
Yep.
No.
It sucks.
I gotta go home. My cats are waiting. Jamie's at home. She's expect me.
It's for me, it's like literally, and this might sound stupid, but this is the honest fucking truth. To me, it's like I'll be at work all day thinking about the thing that I want to do when I'm not there anymore. And I get really committed to that thing. It's like I get real excited about that thing. And it's like a low-key boring thing, like Final Fantasy 14. Not to say that's a boring game, but I mean, to a lot of people, that's not as exciting as going to like a baseball game or to a club.
Fucking weirdos.
But to me, it's like that's what I want to do. Like
I would always rather do that than either of the things that you named.
and I get excited about that.
I'd rather go to a baseball game than a club. But
Yeah, for absolutely way better food at a baseball game, right? But I mean, I mean, to be fair, the only club I've been to has been strip clubs, but I don't think I've honestly ever been
like
to
a big rave-ish dance club or
I've never been to one. I've never been to something like that ever in my life that I can think of. Unless I was super drunk with Brandon in New York. That that definitely actually did happen. I don't remember.
We've been to some Nashville clubs.
We have?
There's that one picture of us. Me, you, Brandon. I have hair. It's very old.
Where I'm holding the rum and coke, smiling?
Yep.
That was a bar. There's a big difference, I feel like. There's like,
they have bars. So what is the difference between a club and a bar then?
A club is like something you see on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And a bar is like a thing that's around here in our part of the country.
Okay.
That's what I think.
I understand.
I mean, because it's like, we have bars in our town, but we don't have clubs in our town. And I'm sure there are clubs in Nashville, but like, even like, I don't know, man. Like a lot of the touristy stuff, even in Nashville, I feel like are bars. Like fucking Coyote Ugly, which is like, that's not a club.
It's more of a bar.
It's a bar. Don't go to Coyote Ugly, by the way.
I did, and we did not enjoy it.
Yeah, it sucks. All right. Terrified Michelle continues.
I'm not going to go out with you. You got to give me an advance warning. I mean, I have to give Katie an advance warning much further, and I'm terrible at it sometimes. And then I'm all like, how much warning? And then when can I remind you? Because you're going to forget about this. So I just thought I'd let you know and expand on my knowledge of things that you probably already know. And there's a lot of cops out here on the freeway. Like, they're just all sitting on the side.
Tell those fucking cops to back off. What the fuck, man?
Just ticket, like, every time I turn around. But, hey, that's fine. It's summer. It's summer, by the way. When you get this message, it's summer.
It's summer here, too.
That's weird.
Yeah. 3 years in the future, it's summer here as well.
Fucking hot.
Yeah, it is.
And I want to know, you're from Kentucky, obviously. Why is Kentucky a southern state, even though it's literally not a southern state? Like, I mean, y'all have a southern draw, and you all act like you're southern. Like, stereotypically. Not you guys specifically, the rest of your state. Why is it southern, though? You're not southern, you're, like, mid, even though I guess we reserved mid-east for, like, the entire Middle East. I don't know. Because nobody ever talks about the mid-east of the U.S. So, maybe that's why. I don't fucking know. Okay, thanks, bye!
There is the Midwest. I mean, that's like a big part of the country, and I do agree that we're probably more Midwest than Southeast.
We're the South's hat.
Pretty much, but
the white people here are just as racist as the ones further down south. So Kentucky can be part of the South just the same.
In the drawing of the state, the country rather, we're the chicken in the fried chicken pan. You've seen that, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tennessee's the pan.
Mimel's the
we're
cook.
The chicken.
Yeah.
But I mean, I just don't like labels, man. How about that?
Yeah.
That's like a cop-out answer, but it's like...
I don't think of really myself as Southern, so besides growing up Southern Baptist.
I do, but it's only because of the people I interact with who do not live here. Because in their eyes, we're definitely Southern. In our eyes, we might not be because we are the top of the, you know what I mean? Like we're the northernmost southern state, essentially.
When you think of like a Southern food, you think of fried chicken.
Yeah,
and we are the fried chicken state.
That probably has something to do with it.
Yep.
Yeah. And probably the whole like Civil
Horse
War
races,
thing.
the Kentucky Derby. I mean, there are things about Kentucky I think that are associated with the South, even though we're north of the Mason-Dixon line.
But even like horse racing, yeah. But I mean, Kentucky's kind of like one of those like gray areas as far as like that.
Louisville
goes,
and
right?
Lexington aren't Southern. Everything else is.
I mean, because it's like, we're
Southern. You got Appalachian.
Are we above the Mason-Dixon line?
I believe so. Yeah.
Because it's like, we got a lot of Confederate monuments in this state. In this, you know what I mean? So it's like, are we? Even if we are we?
Well, I feel like most of, because I saw this on Reddit, like the construction of Southern monuments in the United States, the majority of them were during Jim Crow.
Right. I remember you were
constructed, not more as a reminder that the racists wanted to inflict some pain.
Right.
It wasn't like true celebration. It was like, we're going to hurt some people.
It was a fuck you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh no, we are south of the
That's
Mason-Dixon
what
line.
I figured.
You're right.
And then that's what makes us. That's what makes
Mason-Dixon line is the top of Kentucky.
And that's what makes Kentucky a southern state. That's the fucking short answer. That's what makes Kentucky a southern state.
Yep. So we're as north as you can get for the South, but yeah, we're south of the Mason-Dixon line, so they're right. We are the South. All the way up to Pennsylvania is the South.
All the way up to Pennsylvania.
Yep. So Maryland and West Virginia, South.
Yeah. That makes sense.
I mean, Richmond is pretty far north in Virginia, and that was the capital of the Confederacy. So, 8 more calls. So talking about the fucking South.
You don't want to leave it at that. You don't like the feeling in the air right now. Yeah, I got another call. Thanks, Michelle. I think. Just kidding. I hope you weren't pulled over or anything. That would have sucked.
Hey, TADPOG, how you doing, guys? This is Bubba Shane.
Bubba Shane.
To say hey. It's been a while. So I'm calling because I have just finished, earlier this year I finished the Dresden Files series that Tyler had recommended, and
yes.
I really liked it. Also, I'm about halfway through the Wheel of Time.
Yes.
So Tyler,
yes.
First off, thank you so much for recommending those because
I paused because I want people to hear you whispering answers.
You're so goddamn welcome.
really enjoyed them both. So my question is,
what makes Kentucky a southern state?
Why do you fuckers keep saying that?
3 books of the Dresden Files do you think are the best? And also, what are your favorite moments in the Wheel of Time? Because the thing with Wheel of Time is I'm having a problem trying to keep up with characters because they're all different, and I can't remember who does what exactly as far as like side characters. But mostly I highly thank you for recommending those because I'm really enjoying them. Anyway, thank you guys. Love you. Y'all have a good day. Bye.
Thank you, Bubba Shane.
Thanks, Bubba Shane. Take it away,
I
Tyler.
love you after that. My favorite Dresden Files book is Summer Night, which I think is book 4, which is where they introduce the Fey Courts.
Southern Night : why is Kentucky a southern state?
I love... It might be the book before that, the 3rd book, the one where they introduce Michael Carpenter and the Denarians. I think that is such an amazing... I want to do a D&D game based on that. So the pieces of silver that Judas accepted whenever he turned on Jesus, those are the blackened Denarians. There are coins that hold the power of all these fallen angels. So those are distributed when a person gets a hold of one, a demon tempts them and corrupts them, and they become one of the followers of the blackened Denarian. The only real force to combat them are the 3 Knights of the Cross.
Does it give them, do they have to keep it? Or
yeah, they need to keep it.
So they have
them.
to keep it. Mm-hmm. So they can't, so there's always a limited number of them then, essentially.
Yeah, and then the Knights are always trying to confiscate. The church is always trying to find and keep these coins to keep them out of circulation. At one point they have most of them.
But how can they get them without turning themselves?
If they don't physically touch them with their skin. They could, pick it up with tongs and put it in a box.
Gotcha, okay.
Or in Harry's case, Harry does touch it,
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
Okay.
Harry's infant daughter is playing in the yard, and a car drives by and flips one of those coins at her. And it gets right in front of her, and she's a baby. She fucking reaches for it.
Yeah.
So Harry, without even thinking, slaps his hand over it. And then just hears the laughing in his head because he's touched one. So, everything with the Denarians is I love it.
Do they do a good job of explaining why somebody would do that with this thing?
It's a shortcut to power.
But why someone would flip a shortcut up to power, at a baby? Is that...
To fuck with Harry.
Oh, to fuck with him specifically.
It was directly to corrupt his child and fuck with him.
Because the only reason
Because he fucked with the Denarian, so that's why they were trying to get his baby.
Gotcha. Because I figured I was hoping that there was a reason for it, because otherwise it sounds like check your Halloween candy for needles and drugs. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because if the baby would have touched it, it just would have been theirs. At that young age, they would have sculpted the baby as it grew up, like it would have been game over. So, and then the big force against them are the Knights of the Cross. So, the 3 nails that went into Jesus's hands and his feet. So there'd only ever be 3 knights active at the same time. And they have weapons made from those nails.
Okay.
So like Michael Carpenter, who is the epitome of everything a Christian man should be, wields like Amarachius, which is the sword of Christ's love made out of one of the nails. It's a giant, great sword. Fidelachius and Esperachius, like a black Russian atheist has one. I think he has Esperachius, and then Fidelachius, a very old Shintoist Japanese man, has the other. And they're the Knights of the Cross that go throughout. And eventually, you see some are killed, some retire, some things that happen. And then eventually, because the leader, well, I could talk about it all fucking day, but like
That's
everything with them, I think they're in the 3rd book. I can't remember what it's called. So their introduction, the introduction to the Fae and Summer Night, and then Changes. Changes is like the 12th book, to where they're all kind of structured with different kind of. It's Harry dealing with different parts of the magical world, and then Changes is where shit changes in a big, huge way, and. I love he mixes it up in such a brilliantly painful way that I love Changes. Those are my 3 favorite. My favorite moments in the Wheel of Time. That's hard to hit without big spoiler territory.
Yeah, I was honestly, that's what I was thinking when he was asking the question. Is like, man, that's going to be probably tough, because like typically like the big climatic moments are like the things you remember, and those are typically
There's
spoilers.
something big that happens in book 10 that I love. It's the only part of book 10 that I like. I love whenever there is one of the Aes Sedai who, it's probably my favorite moment in the book, is whenever one of the Aes Sedai.
Now the Aes Sedai are like the spellcasters?
The Aes Sedai are the women, the order of the women spellcasters, who are divided into different color Ajas depending on their specialty.
Now an Aja is like a school of magic kind of deal, like a specialty?
Like if you're in so there's the Aes Sedai is the club of spellcasters. It's all women now because men have been tainted,
insane, right?
so they don't channel. The red Aja kills men, hunts men. The green Aja is the battle Aja. They're the ones who have the big fiery battle magic. Yellow sisters, yellow Aja, they're the healers. Grays are the negotiators and the diplomats. White are logic. Black are the ones that they say aren't real, but those are the ones who follow the Dark Lord, the corrupted Aja, who they don't publicly say they're in the Black Aja.
That's like, and sorry to interrupt, but like this on the back end of you talking about the Knights of the Cross, one of this is like a thing, I think, and this is like a thing, honestly, and I don't mean any offense like by this statement at all, but one thing that I really honestly don't like about this genre is the systems and how it's like I think systems are cool, but like
magic systems.
Well, a lot of times I feel like some of the narrative is built around like a cool system that someone like, where it's like, well, you got all these different colors and all these different color like things, even like Harry Potter, where it's like you got the schools, where it's like, well, everything's built around this. Like we've made a thing, a structure, and then we've made a narrative from that. It's kind of like always the vibe that I get. And for whatever reason, it always kind of turns me off, because it's like, I don't know, I kind of like it when you start from like the narrative itself, and then like the rest of the world is just kind of like background, but it's also kind of like it's important when it's important.
Well, so you might like the Wheel of Time in that, yes, the Aes Sedai and the Ajas are set up like that, and they're a big important force, but the whole world also knows they're fucked up and corrupt. And they're too self-important to realize that they're fucked up and corrupt.
But it's not like And I get that, but it's still like, I don't know, like compared to like Game of Thrones, where like Game of Thrones kind of had that feeling to me where it's like, oh, this is fucking wild. Like this all feels organic, and it's
There's
like
not so much structure to
right
everything.
And there's when it feels like there's structure to everything, it kind of feels like a narrative is being written from like a rule book or something. And it's,
I mean, you played one session of the Wheel of Time D&D game, and it does lend itself extremely well to that because of the structure.
did I play that or did I read the rules for that?
You made a character, you made that bard, and you came in at the very end, and we never did it again.
I ruined the game. No, I don't know. But like in Game of Thrones, I was, and I get it. Like the downside to that, the organic, wild way, is that a lot of times it feels like shit's just being made up as you go.
Mm-hmm.
So like I can see the merits in like building a system and then playing within that system, but to me it almost feels more video gamey. Does that, you know?
Wheel of Time is definitely very video gamey.
Is it really?
Yeah.
And I like video games.
Three main characters who represent three different things, and yeah, I mean,
it seems like a weird criticism because I do like video games.
well, if you don't like that in your novels,
but
then
I
that's
don't.
okay.
But yeah, I don't really typically like it in
understand
novels. It's weird. It's where it's like in a Final Fantasy game, sure, yeah, like a job system, great. But to me, it's like a game is more system driven than like real life, and I kind of like novels to be even fantastical, like. Even like Game of Thrones, where it's like when magic was introduced in that, I was kind of like, I don't know if I was still, because I was really enjoying the like gritty fucking like all like physical kind of like world that this was. And then when magic kind of crept in, it was like, oh God, are they going to like.
Do you feel like that in Call of Cthulhu?
Like in the game Call of Cthulhu?
Yeah, like was part of Jimmy not wanting to learn magic. Also, you like, let's keep it. I want Jimmy to be gritty and dark and real.
Well, that was definitely a decision for Jimmy. Yeah, for sure. But I also don't really like, in the broader sense, I was just talking to somebody about this the other day in our Torchbearer group, where it's like, yeah, in Call of Cthulhu, I don't like fucking with magic. Because
it's not good. I mean,
no, I just feel like, I don't know. I like playing a character that's like, I guess more grounded, even though Chili Dog was like not grounded, but he's like grounded in like the cosmic sense. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, yeah, he was kind of like a fucking like stoner, like karate guy. Like, you know, like he didn't have his shit together, but I mean, he's still like, to me, I wanted to play like someone who felt still kind of real, you know?
Yeah.
And I do feel like when you start fucking with magic and Call of Cthulhu, it's like, and you don't go crazy, it starts feeling like, well, I mean, for an NPC, I feel like it works.
Yeah.
Like Lafitte, like, I mean, it's great because it's like, oh man, how is he able to do like this shit? And like, we don't even know that he's casting magic and shit, but I mean, we assume that he is, you know, kind of deal. So yeah, I don't know. I do like playing things that are more games that are kind of like grounded, I guess. And maybe it's just because we played so much D&D, and I played like a mage of mages, you know, where it's like arcane magic, divine magic, slammed together, like full 20 levels of both. Maybe it has something to do with that, where it's just like, yeah, I've done that, and that was fun.
That was fun. Let's do something different.
Right, do something different.
Totally understand that. Yeah.
Anyway, I didn't mean to take us down a path.
No, I totally understand that. I can get why you feel like that.
I want to play some more Call of Cthulhu. I'm excited for your next Call of Cthulhu game.
I've been planning more and more in my head.
Excellent. I need to come up with a character who is not a snowman.
But yeah, the Wheel of Time, the big thing in book 10, I love the final book. Memory of Light made me cry. There's also the latest Dresden Files book, also like reading or listening to books, like I'll get choked up, but tears rolling down my face has happened twice in A Memory of Light, the final Wheel of Time book, and something that happens that fucking broke my heart in the latest Dresden Files book. And which was a very, very cool concept where they're having to hold off fucking Titan, like the last Titan on Earth. One thing that I like, you only hit on it in one side book, to where there's a character who's a vampire who he can't talk about it to other people because the point of him being in this war is that he can't tell other people. It's called the Oblivion War. So it is evil, twisted, dark gods. Humanity creates and fuels everything. So Fae, the Greek gods, the Norse gods, everything exists and has been real. But as long as humanity is talking about it and believes in it, it is still functional. But there are super fucked up things in the past that humanity has happened to forget about. So the people who participate in the Oblivion War know these things and are trying to actively suppress humanity from remembering some of the fucked up things.
That's cool.
Like I love they haven't touched on it again,
that's
but
a cool
I
idea.
fucking love it.
Yeah, that's a cool idea.
So there was like the part where they're talking about having to
it's actually scary.
yeah, because they're going through trying to destroy any artifacts or any written word about these fucked up, like
It's like an iconoclast.
Southern American gods and things like that have like that devastated the world back when humanity believed in them. There's a reason why they wanted to forget, and no one can start remembering en masse or they will come back.
Right. And I do love that. Like, I love that idea. Like, and we experimented with that. We explored that like in D&D, where it's like, you know, the deities of the world essentially just gain their power from their followers.
That was like, my big game was
Right.
like, the guy was able to kill gods because he would kill all of their followers.
Right. Yeah. Which I think is great. I think that's very interesting, and I do think that thinking about things like that is really is fun to do.
Because there was one part where there's a knowledge elemental essentially talking about how he'll never forgive the Brothers Grimm. They were almost done with the fucking Fae. Then the Brothers Grimm come along, and now they're the most powerful force in the world, and they'll
Because of
never
their
ever
stories.
go away. Yep.
Yeah.
So just shit like that.
Yeah.
That I think is very cool.
That's cool. I do like that style where it's like fiction like borrows from like real life.
Yeah.
I do think that's very interesting. And it's another reason where it's like I haven't read it, and I probably never will, just because I do a lot of different other things with my free time. But like the Urban Druid, what is it?
The Iron Druid.
Iron Druid. Thank you.
Yeah.
I was thinking of a D&D class, but yeah, the Iron Druid, like that one seems like really interesting to me based on everything you've said.
No, Iron Druid is also because it's very. It reminds me of the Dresden Files, but it's they're very. Atticus and Harry Dresden are very different protagonists.
Yeah.
Very different. But again, I think you would like that series if you ever picked it up.
It sounds like it. I mean, if everything you said about it, that's probably the one that seems most interesting.
And the Irish Pantheon, I think, is also super interesting.
Yeah.
And he deals a lot with the Tuatha
Cool.
Which so I plan in the game I'm doing with the girls and Melissa, like they're definitely going to have to go to Ireland and deal with the Tuatha.
Yeah.
You know, as Olympians, where they're going to have to deal with other pantheons.
Right.
As well.
No, I think that's a lot of fun. And it's like, it reminds me of like, I remember playing like Final Fantasy IV and Final Fantasy VI. And like one of the most interesting things to me was like, oh man, what is this enemy? And like, what is it from? You know, like that was always very interesting, where it's like, and you know, that's like kind of like early internet where you can like barely get information on that. But it was a lot of fun, like trying to be like, okay, Boom Bamba. Like, what's this all about? And like just looking up all the bosses and
where
stuff.
they get
and
all
like,
that shit.
And
No, you're right.
the espers. And it's like, where's this coming from? Yeah. Very cool.
Man, I'm ready to play D&D again. Because hopefully we'll get to play sometime soon with the girls. But they're all busy. They're as busy as adults.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's all I got. We can find out what game we're gonna play.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm gonna get this better up. Peripheral.
Thanks for calling, Bubba Shane.
Yes, thank you, Bubba Shane. I'll message you on Facebook. We'll talk about the spoilery moments a little time. So I'm gonna point my normal run direction. Say the prayer we all love to say. Whammies. Stop.
608.
Ooh, that's late. W's.
S.
Ugh. S. Super Offer Chicken.
It does start with super. It is Super Turrican 1.
We've never done that.
We've
have
never
we?
done it.
We've only done
We've
two.
done 2. Haven't done 1.
Okay.
Super Turrican
Super
608. Not a sports game, and I'm willing to bet you, I'll put money on the table that this game is probably going to feel really good despite whether or not it is.
Hunger is the best spice.
Right.
David the Gnome.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm actually a little relieved that it's like, oh, it's a game I've heard of. And the sequel to it is like super well received. This will be okay. This might be all right.
All right, yeah. I'm feeling good about that. I'm happy about that.
Yeah. It's not a sports game. So there's that.
Right. Thanks for listening, everybody. You can find the show on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, YouTube.
Thank you, Backlog
Google
Banisher
Play.
Dane.
Yes, always thank you, Backlog Banisher Dane. You like the show? Hey, we're on Facebook. Got a main page. Go to do some memes, episode posts. Tadpog Nation. If you're a fan, got a little bot, standing guard there for the dank shit. And then if you like nice, organized, pleasant chat, we got the Discord.
bit.ly/Tadpog Discord. I just reorganized that motherfucker. Oh man, it is so fresh, so clean. There's still too many channels, but hey, it's cool.
I feel like that's just the nature of Discord.
I think that it is, but then I'm also on some other Discord servers, and it's like, oh man, they like really keep it fucking nice and tidy. But whatever, it is a lot. It is a lot of fun, and I do think that since we record on Thursdays, up at the Game Buds are playing some Mario Kart on there right now.
Nice. What else do we do? We got shirts.tadpog.com if you want some Tadpog shirts. Masks, pretty much passe. I mean, mask.tadpog.com if you want an artifact of history.
Right, yeah. If you want a throwback.
There you go, yeah.
Yeah.
We're Tadpog_podcast on Instagram and on Twitter.
Yeah.
You got that Twitch going on?
I do. I stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/Tadpog_podcast. I do that on Sunday nights, 8:30 Central, 8:30 p.m. Central. And by the time you hear this, I will have already played Super Turrican. So I hope that I saw you there.
If you weren't, fuck you, man. Why weren't you there?
If you weren't, it's fine. I'll catch you next time.
But most of all, we got that Patreon. And nothing new. Nothing gained, nothing lost. We're equilibrium. And I can appreciate that.
We need to do the video, the food video.
Yep.
I also really, and I know you just said that they're busy, but I want to do the new slang episode with Brainy Jr.
Yep.
That you mentioned. I think that will be a lot of fun because I honestly kind of want to know like how shit has changed since we last.
Just from that, you're right. Just from a few years ago, it'll be totally different.
Because we did that 2-3 years ago.
See, I want Artsy AJ to be on that episode.
Yes.
To surprise Anna because there's shit she's gonna be like, right. What? Yeah. Sorry, you're getting there now. Even in college, you're getting there.
No, I love it. I think it's a great idea. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to the next game that we play and all that too.
Yeah, I want to start working on that now. I just have to get an air conditioner in here because just trying to play like this with all the people crowded on this table would be
no, Jesus
miserable.
fucking Christ, no.
So, but as soon as I get the AC in here, then I want to start working on that. I think I have a very good idea for. It's not Call of Cthulhu. It's the other way, and I think it will be a lot of fun.
Cool.
And I definitely want to give a shout out to our executive producers on Patreon. These are the folks who donate $20 or more a month on patreon.com/Tadpog. We've got God Emperor Alex Pena, Cousin David Galino, Cthusiast Jeff Miners, Laud Mulaney Dennis, Zeus Laser, Steve Dixon, Plinko Nick Price, Clambro, Cody Phillips, Bantha Master, executive producer Dig Dougie, The Eightfold, Daniel Abernathy, Time Lord Josh Edwards, Gamebug Prime Nathan Eaton, Matt Gentile, aka Gentle G, congratulations on your marriage, Magical Sleeper, a.k.a. Big Dick Pie Baker Chris Vaughn, Usurper Grimm, Temporary Eternal Savior, Cubicle Monkey, Pinball Archmage Chris Edler, I'm sorry you couldn't be on this episode, Sandwich Pope Phil Hawkins, Nate from Utah, First Time Caller, Drink Smith Joey Webster, Big Daddy Paul Anderson, Edgelord Kyle Pertleball, Master Psycho Baron Kevin Link, John of 1000 Names, and General Kenobi Massacre. Thanks, y'all.
What do we do beyond that? Our theme song is Moves, I See More Drive, link that track from the Tadpog.com.
Yeah.
You want to send us something? You can send that to TADPOG Studios, Careful Conan, PO Box 3785, Purdue, Kentucky 42002. Check the show notes. It's all there. I know I said that fast.
Do you want to call us? A thing that I should have mentioned when we took calls? You can do that. 270-883-2555.
Yeah.
Thanks for reminding me to give the number because, the whole P.O. Box thing totally was like, oh, yeah.
Oh, that's the trigger.
Right. Yeah.
It's
weird.
been so long, it has to be systematic like dominoes.
Right. It is weird.
You knock down the dominoes, the others they're still standing. You got to knock down that first one to get them off. How you want to close this out, Dave?
As our favorite Flintstones character?
Okay. So until next time.
We're both fucking Dino?
We're Dino.
Can I ask you a real question?
Yes.
Who the fuck is that saber-toothed cat that Fred that puts out at night at the end of Flintstones?
Isn't that Barney and Betty's?
Is that theirs?
I feel like it's theirs.
Is it in any of the cartoons, or is it only in the outro? Because I don't ever remember seeing that fucking cat outside
We're
of
gonna have to look it
But
up.
I haven't seen all of the Flintstones.
I have not seen like 10% of the Flintstones.
Yeah, I mean, true. Yeah, so I don't know.
I'm ready to do that Jetsons game though.
No. No.
What you got going on?
That's got y'all Father's Day present.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
It's so silly, but the girls love it, so.
Is this like stinger material?
Oh, yeah, that'd be good. And I'll give you the real stuff later.
What is it?
Hang on.
What's going on?
Okay, you can check your messengers.
Me as well?
Yes.
What is this? What? All right, checking my messenger.
Oh, do we not have internet back here?
I've got it,
Oh, okay.
but I don't have the oh, there we go. Melissa Holland sent a photo. Okay. A proclamation. I can't read it though.
You can't read it?
Like when I zoom in.
Oh, but you see what it says, though. The big lettering.
Lord David Moore?
Yeah.
What's that all
You
about?
guys are official lords now. You own land in Scotland.
Oh, in Scotland?
Yeah.
Wait, no, okay. I've heard this is a thing. So how much land do we own?
You own 1 square foot of land.
Hell yes. Hell yes. Can we put anything we want on it?
Yeah, actually, they build a tree in your name as well. So
Can we
build a
put
tree. They plant a tree. In your name.
They kill a tree. In the name of David Moore. Chomp.
Can we put like a tadpog thing on it? Can we carve tadpog into the
that'd
tree
be
once it
cool,
grows?
yeah. No, but the kids thought it was cool for Father's Day.
That's
so there you
awesome.
go.
Well, hell yeah, that's very super nice. Thanks for including
We
me
have
on that.
official titles now.
I love it. This is awesome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You sure you don't want to record with us?
There's no way.
Talk about
Yeah, we know. It's good to see you.